We'll wait for the one. Edmonton trade. Everything is going to be okay. Any business, regardless of size, can stumble occasionally. I'm Dan McDicken, a licensed insolvency trustee with Faber. If your business is facing financial challenges, our team of chartered insolvency and restructuring professionals recovery solutions BDR.ca today. Chances of a positive outcome increase if you engage Faber sooner rather than later.
Okay, new strategy. I'll just live in the freezer till October. There's space in here.
There's a better way to survive the coming AC season. Pro Solutions is your one-call solves-it-all expert for AC repairs, tune-ups, and new installations. We offer convenient financing options and fast appointments so you can enjoy your entire home, not just the freezer.
Now I can leave the frozen peas where they belong.
Book now at prosolutionsinc.ca.
Mr. Rooter has deja vu. Mr. Rooter has deja vu.
The bathroom is right over there, Mr. Rooter.
Why, thank you, good sir. Wait, I swear I've plunged this toilet before. It was clogged with a snow globe. Am I living in a time loop? Oh, good. It's just a voodoo doll that looks exactly like me. Whew, what a relief.
For a plumbing experience you'll want to relive, call Mr. Rooter.
I missed one payment, then another. Now I feel behind on everything. I can't keep up.
Falling behind happens to more people than you think, but there is a solution. My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. Together, we can create a plan that fits your situation and helps you get caught up and back in control. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to book your free consultation and discover your debt-free future.
The Jason Gregor Show. On Sports 1440.
A Smith screen, coaching with a Fed. Oh! LeBron James with no regard for human life.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
For the win for Edmonton.
What a fabulous, positive Friday. How are you? And welcome to the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440, Sports 1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, Twitch, anywhere. I tune in on TuneIn, wherever you're listening. We appreciate it. You're watching the show. Thank you very much. If you are watching YouTube, be sure to hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Very much appreciate it on a positive Friday. All right. We're very few shy of getting to 3,000. So, why don't a few of you, I think it's like 8. Why don't 8 people just go hit that subscribe button today? Very simple on a positive Friday. You're in a good mood. Okay? You're in a good mood. We probably should have said 57 of you go hit it because in honor of Vincent Blanchard's walk-off, game-winning 57-yard field goal last night, cap off the best game of the year so far in the CFL. I'm sure there'll be other ones, but so far to date, that's the best game of the year without question. We'll get to all of that. As always, it's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. And if you're feeling good about the green and gold, hey, maybe you'll feel good about yourself. Tonight, Lotto Max, $25 million and 25 prizes of $100,000 up for grabs at PlayAlberta.ca. So good luck. Luck, execution, combination of everything went right last night for the green and gold as they score on their opening drive. And what was unique about last night's game was it had it all. It had big plays. Like, look at the Elks and the amount of big play. And this was a team that their big plays, a lot of them prior to last night, had been on short screens or dump in the flat, and Rankin takes a 3-yard catch and turns it into 60 yards. Not last night. Cody Fajardo, first of all, had his career best 510 passing yards. He's only the fourth quarterback in Edmonton history to pass for over 500 yards in a game. Warren Moon did it twice. Jason Moss did it in 2004. Mike Riley did it in 2013. And then Cody Fajardo last night. Fajardo, 510 yards. Mike Riley, 511. So Cody was 1 yard shy of the franchise record for most passing yards on the road. Warren Moon's 2 games happened at home in September of 83 and October of 83 when he had 522 and 555. Jason Moss had 540 yards passing back in 2004. Now, also, Jason Moss in that game, alongside Cody Fajardo last night, Danny Barrett in 1993, and Tobin Rote in 1960 are the only quarterbacks in CFL history to have 500 passing yards, 4 touchdown passes, and 0 interceptions in the same game. Cody Fajardo had like the perfect QB rating last night, 158, 510 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and they went deep. They actually threw the ball downfield in the seam repeatedly. 81 yards, 68 yards, 57 yards, 37 yards, 27, 23, and 21. 7 receptions of 20 yards or more. And a lot of the passing was actually through the air. 289 yards through the air. 221 were yak, yards after catch, which is, if we're going to have a slogan on the show today, it's either yards after the catch or yak. It's not yak yards, okay? It's not yak yards. You don't ever say yards after the catch, yards. That makes no sense. So, on a Positive Friday, we'll try to get out of everybody's vocabulary. It's not yak yards. Don't say yak yards, okay? It's yak or yards after catch. All right, simple thing. Hopefully we can agree to that today. And hey, on the other side, Trevor Harris, 26 to 36, 386 yards, 4 touchdowns, but he had an interception. And he didn't have as many big plays. All right, the Elks had 81, 68, 57, and 37 yards, and then 3 in the 20s. And Saskatchewan had 56, 45, and 37. That was really a big difference. The offense of the Elks decided to throw the ball downfield. And you got some playmakers. Mack can make play. What a catch on his 81-yard touchdown reception. You kidding me? That was fantastic. What about TJ Luther? And TJ Luther had a lot of big plays in the game. None bigger than the third down completion. Was it 3rd and 14, 3rd and 12? Can't even remember what the exact yardage was late in that game. And Luther down the middle of the field, where for the first 6 games of the season, the Elks didn't really like to throw down the middle. But that changed last night, and for the better. And we'll talk with Cody Fajardo coming up in about 10 minutes time about his career best game, a game that was obviously very emotional for the team, for the riders, for fans. Of course, they had the pregame ceremony honoring the 2 men who passed away in the car accident. You know what? And then the Elks come out, and we said it yesterday, Cons. The Elks, I felt, to have any chance to win the game, I thought they had to have a good start. And they did. They scored on their first drive of the game. Now, after that, and that's what the game had. It wasn't like every drive was a Picasso, because you can't be. Like, the defense still plays the game. And you know what? Both teams had their stretch where, guess what? You know, the Elks score on their opening drive, but then what they do the rest of the quarter? Nothing. Right? They scored on their opening drive. Then on their next drive, they went 2 and out. And then on the next drive after that, they went 2 and out. First quarter. But you don't really remember that, because you're not going to score on every drive. Not every drive is going to result in first downs even. You'd like to get at least 1 or 2 in a perfect world, but doesn't always happen. And look, in the fourth quarter, the defense had given up a lot. Then you got to the fourth quarter. And when you needed their defense to step up, they did. Right? Saskatchewan scored, on their first play of the fourth quarter? But after that, then they went 2 and out. Then the next time, now that was after a turnover, and they gained a whopping, 12 yards. Then they kicked a field goal. Then Edmonton forced them, and now into a longer field goal because of the sack by Carney. And then Hale missed it. And I thought, and then how many of you, honestly, after the miss when Hale lined up, you're probably thinking, oh my God, the Elks just blew it. Because Edmonton didn't have a turnover until the fourth quarter. And then they turned it over on downs twice. Now, we'll talk to Cody. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, what was Cody Fajardo thinking? I think in the moment, I understand why he shoveled that ball to Rankin. You're trusting in yourself that you think, hey, I can make a play here. Because if he gets it in Rankin's hands, who knows? Maybe he's able to make one guy miss and he gets the first down. We'll never know. But I can see why he tried to do it. Now, the pitch wasn't great. It didn't work out. But I would have more concern over the second turnover on downs. I'm sorry. But Schneider, you got to get a yard. The offensive line got to get a better push. To me, the only thing in the offense that you really are upset about was that play. That's the one play. But even then, the defense said, okay, you know what? We'll bend. We're not going to break. And they had to settle for a short field goal. Was it, I think, 11-yard field goal after that? So the defense did their job in the fourth quarter. They might have given up a lot prior to that, but then when the chips are down, to give their team a chance to not have to score a touchdown to win, and they did. And the Elks, hey, it was a little dangerous. They were living on third down a few times. And then you line up Blanchard for a 57-yarder, and that was easily good from 65 yards. He bombed that through the end zone, and it was right down. Like, it wasn't even close. The minute it was off his foot, you're like, that's in. It was easy. Cons, I know you were at an Elks watch party. You host them all, and I saw your video from there. It was at first round, and, you know, I do think the excitement and the energy is slowly building back here in Edmonton. I think last night is a massive push for the green and gold. How many people right now are like, I'm getting tickets? And I'll tell you, last year, there was over 30,000 for the Edmonton-Saskatchewan game. And the Elks weren't 6-1 and in first place in the league. And it wasn't like the second half of a back-to-back against the defending Grey Cup champs. If you can have 30,000 last year, the lower bowl fits 33,000. I wonder if they can push it to 33,000. It's a Saturday, 5 o'clock. Right now, the weather looks great. The team is 6-1. They just put up 500 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. They had another interception. They won the game on a last-second field goal kick from 57 yards. I'm not sure you could script a better outcome for the Elks to gain some momentum and get people talking about their team.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, winning helps, but also points help. A casual football fan wants to go out there and see points, and getting it through the air is very exciting, and they absolutely did that for sure. And you're like, hey, it wasn't a perfect game by any means, but the Rough Riders are a good team. I know we a lot of times kind of get so hyper-focused on our own team, and you forget that's a damn good team on the other side that was playing very motivated, and the Edmonton Elks just seemingly had an answer for them at every point. I loved that Justin Rankin continued to get the football, even though it wasn't working as good as they would have hoped. You still need to run the ball. You still have to have those linebackers thinking that it is a threat, and maybe you get the halves of safety to creep up just a little bit. It opened up some of the pass plays. TJ Luther, I mean, we've been talking about him quite a bit. One reason I got attention on him, he's number 88. I love seeing receivers wear numbers in the 80s. Last night, he balled out 10 of 12 targets. Absolutely was huge on that last drive. And they just played a really damn good football game. And I love the trust that Coach Killam put in his team. I thought they let him down a couple times on those short yardage plays, but he knows his kicker a bit better than anyone. He's been a special teams coordinator in this league for a long time. He knew Blanchard could go out there and do it. And like you said, he nailed that. That was an absolute no-doubter. And I will say there are some people that I think were very nervous when he marched him out there to make that kick. He knew what he was doing. And you're right. The watch parties, I will say, you know, the last 5 years I've been doing them, there's the consistent people, the diehards that always make it out. But it's been ramped up. I haven't seen the chance going like we had last night down at first round downtown spot. It was an absolutely awesome atmosphere, awesome game. The fans are excited, and go get your tickets for this one because it's going to be an absolute awesome game. The Riders fans are going to come and try to take over Commonwealth. You know, go defend your stadium.
And hey, make no mistake, the Riders are right in this game. And you listen to it from Saskatchewan's side, they're annoyed. They had a wide open receiver in the end zone, and Trevor Harris just couldn't get enough mustard on the ball. Now, They also, I don't know about that offensive pass interference call, man. Cons,
little head slap.
Yeah, like I know. I guess they're saying, hey, if you touch the quarterback's head, it's an automatic. So I guess if you touch the DB's head, it should be. But that's one where no Elks fan can say the refs are screwing you over. That, to me, that was a call that was more beneficial to Edmonton than it was to Saskatchewan.
Yeah, I would agree. That happens in football,
Sure, it
though,
does.
right? Like if the pass interference at the end of the game when they challenge, at that point, who cares? You might as well challenge it if you're the Edmonton Elks. There was a little bit of contact. There was the one play, I don't know if you saw the measurement when the chain wasn't fully extended. They zoomed in really close, and the ref did a really weird ball roll to try to get it. It looked like getting it as close as he could. Not saying he did, but that's what it looked like. It's never going to be a perfect officiated game, but you know what? They still have the chance if you're the Rough Riders, right? Like make that throw, and it's a totally different situation. It didn't cost you the game. It didn't help you win, but there was plenty of other opportunities, or just get a stop. So, yeah, I don't have too much sympathy when you hear the fan bases complain about one play. Like, no.
I'm just saying that's how close the game is.
Yeah.
Don't take this that Saskatchewan couldn't come back and win easily. It wasn't like the Elks were dominating this game. It came down to a 57-yard field goal to win the game.
Yeah.
And you had 510 yards passing. Both teams were passing the ball all over the place. Like, I thought the Elks secondary at times got a little exposed for being aggressive. But that's what's going to happen. They got a really good passing attack in Saskatchewan. Sometimes you're going to make plays. Edmonton made a lot of plays, and so did Saskatchewan. Neither team really ran the ball a ton. I do think what I was impressed about was Rankin had 8 and 9 yard runs in the second half. So when they needed a good run on first down in the third and fourth quarter, he did it twice. And I know if you look at their overall number, the run game isn't great, and that's fine. I'm not like 100 yards every game would be nice, but when you only have 12 carries, it's probably unrealistic to think it's going to be that high. So I look forward to the game on Saturday. I really do. I think it's going to be easily it's going to be the biggest crowd of the year. Like that's Captain Obvious talking there. Like that's a no-brainer. But like I won't be shocked if you see 30,000+ fans in the stands on Saturday. Now, it is a long weekend. Some people wonder if that matters. I don't know. Maybe it's a long weekend, so you got more Rider fans traveling. All depends how you look. You might have more Edmonton fans saying, "Oh, I can come in now." Great. Either way, there's no excuse. Now, if you don't like football, that's okay. But if you're a football fan and you're in town, then there's no unless you've got a wedding Saturday. I get it. Right? You'd have to have something serious. If you're a real fan who wants to go to the game and you've been waiting to go to the game, this is the game to go to. It's going to be busy. It's going to be loud. It's got two really good teams. And I'll say this. I don't know who's going to win, but the game's going to be entertaining. I'll say that. The game will be entertaining. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Coming up on the show, Cody Fajardo is going to join us right away. Noah Levick will join us because LeBron James is going to the Philadelphia 76ers. A 2-year deal, so he's playing 2 more years with the 76ers. Aaron Portzline will be by. Talk a little Jet Grease and goaltending. We got Speck, LT, Wanye Gretz, Cam Tate. Some stats of the day for you on a busy, busy Friday. It's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Cody Fajardo is up next.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth. Fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text value to 780-777-7777 to start. That's value to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
And here comes Action Electrical Service Team sprinting onto the scene. These are your first responders for any electrical emergency.
That's right. With their fleet of service vans and specialized gear, they assess, they service, and maintain electrical lighting and automation systems. They're all about rapid response.
Quick diagnostics and repairs to restore power and safety fast. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
It's Dollar Drink Summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
Island Ice Sports and Entertainment is an innovative market leader across Western Canada. Properties include the Spruce Grove Saints, the Junior Prospects Hockey League, Silent Rides Charter Company, the Hockey Super League, and the newly launched Female Super League. Silent Ice also owns the Western Hockey League Seattle Thunderbirds and operates the Morinville AAA Arena. The Silent Ice Center, a new state-of-the-art entertainment facility in Nisku, features 2 sheets of ice, a 1,600-seat arena, as well as Summit Restaurant. Learn more at silentice.com.
Everything is going to be okay. Any business, regardless of size, can stumble occasionally. I'm Dan McDicken, a licensed insolvency trustee with Faber. If your business is facing financial challenges, our team of chartered insolvency and restructuring professionals have corporate debt recovery solutions that work. Schedule your free Faber Focus session at faber.ca today. Chances of a positive outcome increase if you engage Faber sooner rather than later.
Okay. New strategy. I'll just live in the freezer till October. It's spacious in here. It's spacious.
There's a better way to survive the coming AC season. Pro Solutions is your one-call solves-it-all expert for AC repairs, tune-ups, and new installations. We offer convenient financing options and fast appointments so you can enjoy your entire home, not just the freezer.
Now I can leave the frozen peas where they belong.
Book now at prosolutionsinc.ca.
You've got better things to do than wait for an oil change. Jiffy Lube gets you in and out fast. No appointment necessary. All you have to do is roll into a location near you, and we'll take care of the rest. Every full synthetic oil change at Jiffy Lube is warranty approved and comes with a 20-point visual inspection, making sure you get back on the road safely. Find your neighborhood Jiffy Lube today. Visit jiffylubeservice.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by the Nation Golf Tournament, Friday, August 28th at Millwoods Golf Course. Golf, drink, swag, food, and fun. Every swing supports Gregor's grads and helps graduates shine on graduation day. Sign up at nationgear.ca before it sells out.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by playalberta.ca.
Positive Friday continues on. How you doing? It is the Gregor Show presented by playalberta.ca, where tonight, you could be the big winner. How about $25 million? Get your tickets at Lottomax, and there's 25 prizes of $100,000. Hey, he'll take that. Nice little secondary prize, but good luck. Get the 25 mil. Maybe if you're a fan of the green and gold, you're feeling like some luck is on your side, as they are 6-1, a league best. There's really no number that you can say that doesn't put them as the best team in the CFL right now. Now, the best team in the CFL on July 24th gets you a whole lot of nothing in the playoffs, but they're trending to where they want to be. And you beat Montreal. You beaten Saskatchewan. They got the next best records in the league. You beaten BC. You beat Winnipeg. And they're 3-0 when facing a team who is coming off their bye, who had more time to game plan against you. To me, that's maybe just one of the other important stats for the year for the green and gold. As we're going to get to our big guest of the day, brought to you by the Spruce Grove Saints, as their hockey school runs August 24th to 28th. All ages, U9, U11, U13, U15 sponsored. You can get your kids signed up. They got a few spots left. sgsaints.ca, as they're less than 2 months away from opening night. for the Saints. Now, opening night's come and gone, but last night was a record-breaking night for a few individuals on the Edmonton Elks. Our next guest had his greatest passing game of his career last night. 510 passing yards. Becomes only the fourth quarterback in Elks franchise history to pass for over 500 yards. He also became only the fourth quarterback in CFL history to have over 500 passing yards, over 4 touchdown passes, and 0 interceptions. Cody Fajardo joins us. Cody, welcome to the show, man. How's your arm feeling today?
Pretty good, actually. Body's hurting a little bit with, I think we played 4 games in 33 days. So that's a little tough sledding, but we've definitely set the stones in the right place from what we talked about all offseason to where we are now. I don't think anybody had us at 6-1 on their bingo card for 2026. So we're doing the right things. We got the right guys in that building, and we found a way to win another game close. And we knew that game was going to come down to it. But yeah, boys are fired up. Boys are excited.
So, Cody, now we'll get to your game in a second, but I want you to take me through. You're on the sidelines. You're watching young Vinny line up for the field goal. What goes through your mind in those moments leading up to the snap and then the hold and the kick?
Yeah, honestly, it was just give Vin a chance. I know he's got the best leg in the league, and he's been Mr. Consistent for us all year. It's been quite incredible how consistent he's been for us. But I watch him in practice hit 55, 60-yarders with ease, so I had a lot of confidence in him. What people don't know is he was cramping up in the third quarter, so I was holding my breath a little bit, but I think he said he had 2 bananas on the sideline and about 4 salt packets to get it going. So just a testament to his character. Kickers can be tough too, and he went up there tough as nails. Seemed like he was on the field for like 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Like they were really trying to ice him, and he had ice in his veins, kicked it. I was just staring at Ed Hervey as he was watching it. I was kind of watching on a Jumbotron, and we shared a pretty special moment. He was pretty damn confident that ball was going to go in before it got snapped, so kind of kept me calm, cool, and collected as well.
Yeah, well, I saw the excitement. The one great thing about sports and it doesn't matter. I coach at minor league levels, and when the team wins, it doesn't matter who's the individual who makes the great play. In a team sport, like it's rare in life that you see everybody else get so happy for someone, right? And you all played a different part, but at that moment, he's the guy. Everybody's going crazy. The team lifts him on their shoulders. I'm sure you've seen the video. Your head coach is sprinting onto the field. Like, that kind of encapsulates your group, pretty close group, but a very emotional group.
Yeah, and you know, some people probably didn't like the reaction, but what I say to that is we take every game like it's the Grey Cup. Like that's how we prepare. We prepare like every game's the biggest game and the biggest moment. So when we win games, we are going to celebrate like it's the biggest game. And that's what winning cultures do. That's what winning organizations do. So if you don't like the way we reacted, then go ahead and watch a different sport, because we put too much time, blood, sweat, tears, effort into the weekly prep to not celebrate the wins. And when you only have 18 opportunities to play, it's not like baseball or basketball or hockey where you have, 80 to 100 games that you're playing. We have 18 opportunities to go out there and perform well. So when you do find yourself winning, it's a lot harder to do. And what people call it the toughest 9-league team in the world. So we're going to celebrate every win that we get because we care about each other in that room. And just happy that the spotlight got shined on Vinny there, because he deserves these. Like I said, he's been Mr. Consistent for us all year.
The throw to TJ Luther, you made a lot of good throws in that game, but the throw to Luther on third, and I don't know if it was 12 or 14, I can't remember what it was, but was that your best throw of the game?
You know what? I think, yeah, given the circumstance and the pressure of the situation, absolutely. I think one of my best throws was to Keon on a corner route.
Okay.
Probably the furthest thrown ball I've had in my career. So that one always feels a little bit good. But yeah, I've told you guys before, if the game's on the line, I want nothing more than the ball to be in my hands. I want to take the team to lead them to a victory, or if we happen to not be successful, I want it all to fall on my shoulders, because I got a lot of experience to draw back on, and I feel like I'm the right guy for that job. But TJ was going over the middle all game long. Like, he was catching some tough balls in traffic. McSimic called a perfect play call at that time. And at that time, it's 3rd and 10. You're going to force the ball in there and hope your guy comes up with it. And it's a pretty big play for him and ice in his veins as well, because we converted 2 third down conversions on that final drive, both to TJ, who's a rookie. Like, people, I think, forget that he's still a rookie in this league, but he's trending in the right direction. He had an incredible game, a coming out game, so to speak, for him. So our offense is finding ways to get it done. If it's not the run game, it's the pass game. And we know we can win in multiple different ways. If it's not our offense doing it, it's our defense taking care of us. And if it's not both the offense and defense, it's special teams. And that's what really good football teams do.
Cody Fajardo joins us. And Cody, I love what you said there, because last week you came out right after and said, hey, man, this wins on the defense, right? But good teams, you're not going to win every game 19-17. You're not going to win every game 36-34, but some games your offense is going to be great, and other games your defense will be great, and then other games both will be very good. And it was an old-fashioned shootout last night. You had 510 yards. They had 386 passing yards. And it wasn't like you were passing the ball, 50 or 60 times like you had in earlier games. It was big plays. You guys clearly threw the ball into the flat and down the field more last night consistently than you had all year long. Was that the game plan? And is that something you'd like to do more often moving forward?
Absolutely. I mean, that was just what their defense was dictating, the way that they play a lot of their zone coverages. They were leaving the middle of the field open. Now, it's going to be interesting with the back-to-back and how they change things there. And sometimes you have a great performance like that. Back-to-back's really hard offensively because defenses can change much quicker in a week-long practice. Offenses can only change so much. You only have what you have. So it'll be interesting going into the second game what they do change defensively. But you know what? After the BC game, I was pissed off at the offense on how we didn't celebrate winning the football game. We all were everybody seemed to be hanging their heads like we lost the football game. So my challenge to the guys and my speech to the guys was, our job as an offense is to score more points than the other team. If it's 3 points, if it's 16 points, if it's 60 points, that is our job. And as soon as we're not celebrating our victories, even if we don't perform to our standard, then what are we doing it for? So I think that's why you saw guys celebrating a little bit more. I kind of just called the guys out, and we showed up to the occasion. SAS defense was number 1 in opposing pass yards given up. They were number 1 in opposing touchdown passes. There was a lot of categories that they were just number 1 in defense. So I challenged our receivers to yak it up, catch the ball underneath, and to get behind the zone coverage, and we'll take advantage. And so they rose to the occasion. It was a pretty fun night to be a part of, that's for sure.
For you personally, you've been in the league a long time. I was looking 430 passing yards. You had 2 games that year, one with 430 and one with 429 back in 2019. And you know what? It's been a while, Cody. When you're in there, do you know when you're having that type of game, or just like, okay, we're airing it out here a little bit more, man? I feel like I'm on target. Our guys are beating the guys. Do you feel that as a QB in the moment?
I think more explosives you do, because the explosive touchdowns that we have, those don't come very often. You might get one of those every 3 games. We had 3 of them in that game. Austin had 2, and Keon had 1 long one down the field. So you don't really get opportunities to have those kind of long touchdowns. But at the end of the day, usually the first drive kind of dictates what you think the game plan is going to be. And, I felt so in rhythm. I think I was 6 for 6 or 5 for 5 to start the game. We marched it down the field, scored. And when you feel that, as a quarterback, and you have that opening drive and you just feel like the ball's going to the right people and you're seeing it clearly, it just gives you this confidence for the next 3 quarters. So opening drives mean a lot more to quarterbacks, I think, than people look at. And so if you look at the course of our games offensively with a first quarter drive and score, an opening drive and score, our offense usually performs pretty well. So when we don't do that, we got to find a way to get ourselves out of that rut and get myself into rhythm as quickly as possible, because it's just going to pay dividends for us in the back end. Now, that's a really good SAS team. They're the defending Grey Cup champs. That's what a number 1 team in the West slugfest should look like. Back and forth. A lot of people reached out to me and said that's one of the best CFL games they've seen in a long time. So the product's been great, and we got to do it again. It was a slugfest. Guys are going to lick their wounds, and they're going to come into our place fired up. So we're going to need our fans to make it extremely difficult on their opposing offense, because they made it tough on us at their place, and I hope our fans show up and show out to make it tough on them.
Well, it's it's a Saturday 5:00 start. The weather looks great. It's going to be a a rematch from last week. Top two teams in the West. There's no reason, I think, why CFL fans, because, hey, we've had a lot of people texting in saying, man, that's the most excited I've been watching a game in a long time. And that's, you know, it's not the, like, most of the players weren't here for all the losing, yourself included, but there's something to be said about kind of win back the fans. And the only thing, the best way to win back the fans is by win games and be excited, playing exciting football. And I want to ask you a few things about your defense, because I know a defense, you know what, hey, they maybe gave up a little bit more yards than they're used to, but in the fourth quarter, they had some massive stops for your team. You know, they force them into a sack, pushes them farther. They missed a field goal later on the turnover on downs. They stop them inside the 10-yard line. They got to settle for a chip shot. And that allowed you, Cody, to say, hey, we just got to give Blanchard a chance. We don't have to score a touchdown. And I'm assuming that changes your whole mindset. You're like, all we need is 30 yards. It's way different than needing 70.
Without a doubt. And we have this never say die approach, and it starts with our defense. Like, I told our defense at halftime, I said, stay aggressive. That's who we are as a defense. Like, I love their aggressiveness. If they're going to hit us over the top on a couple plays, that's football, and that's just how it goes. But you can't start playing scared, and our defense, to their credit, they played aggressive. In the third quarter, I think they held them to 0 points. And then in the fourth quarter, when we gave them 2 short fields, like basically trying to give Sass the game, our defense stood on their head, and all I asked them to do was give me the ball back with opportunity to kick a game-winning field goal. You do that, we're going to win this football game. And they answered the call. Like, when they were inside the 10, they made some really big-time plays. Carney made a huge sack to kind of push them further out of field goal range, and then their kicker misses it. That's football right there. And so when you're playing all 3 phases, that's when you know you have a really good football team. And when you have a phase, whether it's offensively, defensively, or special teams, that maybe doesn't play their best in one part of the game, but then find a way to play in critical moments. Because the message to the guys at halftime was, whoever has the ball last is going to win the football game. And this is going to come down to a last possession game. So if it's one turnover difference, or if it's our offense making one throw down the field or one run play that busts, like, that's going to be the difference in these types of games. And we were mentally prepared for that. We were mentally prepared for, if the ball got into our hands with a chance to win the game, we were going to do it offensively, because we owed our defense from the week prior against BC. And that's what good teams do. We just care about each other. There's a lot of love in that locker room. Ed and Mark, Coach Killam, have done a tremendous job of bringing in the right guys in that locker room. And sometimes it's not always the most talented teams that win. It's the teams that are closest together and the teams that want to play for each other. And we have that in the locker room. And it's evident. You watch us on tape, like, guys fly around and want to play for each other. And we celebrate each other's big-time victories. You know, when guys get interceptions or guys make big plays, there's no one saying, I wish it was me. Everybody's just giving everything they got because they care about this team.
Cody Fajardo joins us. Elks, of course. Few days off, and then they take on Saskatchewan next Saturday. Cody, you guys called the timeout. It's 3rd and short, and you go for it. You come out of the timeout. You're in the shotgun. Kind of walk us through the what happened there on the miscommunication on the snap.
Yeah, Cordy thought he heard the end of the cadence, and it was just the beginning of the cadence. They did a really good job. So we learned this last year, and we were play too late. But last year we had a game-winning drive against Sask, and we used cadence the entire time. And we tried to use cadence in that final drive, and then it just was overwhelming. The crowd was huge. We just had some miscues. Their defensive line got after me, got a couple sacks. So we learned that. And now going into the final 2 drives, we went silent count. And that's, I think, is the difference between us winning the game and losing the game. But when fortunately we had that mishap where he snapped the ball, I felt Rankin to my side, and I just tried to, like, flip the ball to him, and somebody hit my arm, and the ball, like, really just, like, elevated, 40 yards. And kind of one of those wacky plays in the CFL that kind of only happens in the CFL. It's 3rd down. You're just trying to make a play. Like, if you jump on it, you're obviously turning the ball over. Maybe the ball gets kicked around a certain way. We get a 1st down. I don't know. Maybe a little bit more wishful thinking than I should have, and a little bit of panic on my part. But probably the best play of the night for me was the tackle I made on that play, because he was running down the sideline with an opportunity to score, and I was able to tackle him. I think that's the sequence where they missed the field goal, so no blood lost. And sometimes your quarterback's got to get their nose in it, and that tackle will be pretty high in my career rankings because I felt like it saved a touchdown there, and a big reason why we won that football game.
You ever practice your tackling?
Only on interceptions throughout the course of my career, and usually you're pretty pissed off after interceptions. So I was pretty pissed off after that one. I was a little bit of head hunting there.
Now there's times this season where you stay in on the short yardage, and then other times you don't stay in. They took you out late. Kind of walk us through, when did you decide when you stay in on third and short and when you come out?
Yeah, sometimes we keep me in because it doesn't give them an opportunity to sub. So if we have a big package on the field already, then they'll keep me in because we already have some big guys on instead of running me off, and it allows the defense to sub their guys in. Okay. So if we're in our 5R, and usually when we have a little bit smaller package, then we'll bring in our big guys and have an opportunity to just get some more meat on the field. So that was the situation there. We were in our 5 receiver set, came off the sideline. I told Cole, I've been a short yardage guy in my early part of my career, and those are playoff atmosphere sneaks. And sometimes you get this false confidence as an offense where you get it all season, and it's just like, okay, it comes easy, it comes easy, it comes easy. And then you get in the playoffs, or you get in these must-have situations, and defense fires off the ball, and it's just tough. So just credit to our defense for helping us recover. But yeah, a lot of times it's game flow. It's how many times I've gotten hit. Because if I'm getting hit a lot, I usually come to the sideline and be like, if there's an opportunity, take me out the field, just to let me catch my breath and kind of send Cole to the wolves there a little bit. But yeah, in that situation, we were in a little bit smaller package, so we wanted to get our big guys in. And credit to them, they fired off the ball really well and did a good job of stopping us there.
One last one for you, Cody. Every year late in the year, the Elks, they always have a tradition. It's like, lots of junior cheerleaders. They come out and they cheer. I saw a video today of your wife celebrating, and will she be partaking in trying to be a junior cheerleader?
My wife is
our move there.
Yeah, she's the athlete in the family. So you saw the toe touch, pretty impressive. A mother of two. She's pretty athletic like that. She played college soccer, so okay. She's extremely athletic, super talented. But the kids were sleeping, so she wasn't able to express her excitement through her voice. So she used it through her body, and she sent me that video after the game, and it just put a huge smile on my face because I know what a great supporting cast I have. And that's why you play these games. And that's what makes coming back this year and leaving my family behind and seeing, my wife celebrate it and my wife happy. And I know when my kids wake up, the first thing my oldest son's going to ask is, did Dad I win? Did Dad I win? So that's the reason why you come back for wins like that and to share those moments with your family, even though they're 1,000 miles away, just sharing that and having those videos to look back on. So yeah, my wife is a trooper, and she, like I said, she's the athlete in the family.
Well, Cody, enjoy some well-deserved days off. And I know first day of practice always is a little nicer coming off a game-winning drive like that. So enjoy the weekend, and we look forward to chatting with you again soon.
Without a doubt. Thank you for having me on your show. And we got our hands full. Sass coming in. They're going to be pissed off. So we got to find a way to keep this thing going.
Awesome. There's Cody Fajardo, starting quarterback for the Green and Gold, fresh off a huge win, career best, 510 passing yards. When we return, former Edmonton owner, we're going to talk is climbing up the coaching ranks. Drew Bannister joins us next on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
50-50-50. Right now at Papa John's, you order carry out, you get 50% off the pizza, loaded with the toppings you love. You want pepperoni? You got it. You want the works? Done. Always made with our fresh, never frozen dough. Half the price for the pizza you already love. When you come grab it, just use promo code CO50. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. 50% off regular menu price pizzas. Carry out only. Use promo code CO50. Participating locations, restrictions may apply.
Say hello to Alberta's home for reeling and dealing. With Play Alberta, you can spin into the excitement of popular slots like Cash Eruption and Desert Fantasy. Experience Alberta exclusive games and get in on the action of live dealer tables with all new elevated stakes. However you prefer to play, the fun is ready when you are. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is the #1 air conditioning install company for lovers, because it's been a while since you kissed her tender lips or felt his warm embrace, because it's too hot for love. But you can rekindle that fire with AC from Legacy, with no payments and no interest for 1 year. Your legacy of love will grow stronger, because with AC from Legacy, it's never too hot for love.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Soft, creamy, and crunchy. For just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
There's still time to book your tournament at the Ranch Golf and Country Club.
As one of Alberta's top tourney courses, the Ranch makes hosting fun and easy for any group or business. No matter how unique or unusual, they'll accommodate your vision for an event no one will soon forget.
Start planning your tournament today at their beautifully landscaped course on the outskirts of West Edmonton. On-site event coordinators are here to help, but hurry, availability is limited and booking fast.
Visit theranchgolf.com.
You don't just need property services, you need problems handled. HireGood provides cleanup, debris removal, site monitoring, and safety attendance across Edmonton. We reduce issues on your property, keep spaces safe, and take pressure off your team. We resolve real problems for businesses while creating real impact, because our team is built on second chances, and they show up every day ready to prove it. Visit hiregood.ca or call and mention Jason Gregor for a first-time discount. HireGood. Stable jobs create stable lives.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Horses this hour brought to you by Can Torque. We offer sale, rental, repair, and calibration of hydraulic, pneumatic, and battery-powered torque wrenches, stud tensioners, and flange maintenance equipment. Order today at cantorque.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
2:45 as we continue on a busy Friday afternoon. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Another hot, nice day in Edmonton. For many of you going to the Post Malone Jelly Roll concert tonight. The weather's looking pretty darn good for an outdoor concert tonight. So should be awesome. Be respectful of your fellow concert goers, people. Okay, enjoy it. Now, let's go around the NHL. We're going to talk a little hockey now, brought to you by McDonald's. It's a $1 drink summer, all summer at McDonald's. You can get the small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for only $1 plus tax right now at McDonald's. And we are joined by former Edmonton Oilers, former NHL head coach. He's currently the head coach of the Sioux Greyhounds, but also will be an assistant coach for Team Canada at the upcoming World Championships, which is going to be World Junior Championships, which is going to be right here in Edmonton. Drew Bannister joins us. Drew, welcome back to the show, man. Long time no see. How you doing?
Jason, good to see you. Thanks for having me. Excited to be on your show.
Hey, I appreciate it. Well, first of all, congratulations in the Sioux on a 3-year deal, and then you follow that up. It's been a pretty good July. Now you're going to be on the World Junior assistant coach. Let's kind of start with that and kind of take us through the process and how that came about.
Yeah, so a busy July usually for coaches at our level. July's a little bit of downtime for us, but busy with the World Junior stuff and hiring new coaches in Sault Ste. Marie. I just recently hired 2 assistant coaches there. The process for the World Junior team kind of started back in late April, early May for me when I coached the U18 team at the World Championship. Had the opportunity to work with Alan Miller through that program and that process over there at the tournament. Had conversations post that tournament with Misha. Once I decided that I was going to come back to junior hockey and go back to the Sioux where I coached previously before working for the St. Louis Blues and the organization there. The opportunity came up with Misha and Alan, and we had a long conversation about where I would fit in as an assistant coach on their staff. And jumped in. Things seemed to happen pretty quickly. Misha's done an unbelievable job over the last month here, preparing our staff. We met in Calgary for a couple of days there, and in late June, had quite a few meetings here on Zoom calls and Teams calls with our group, and we're looking forward to joining up tomorrow. I'm flying out of Thunder Bay here and heading on to Windsor, and we'll meet up as a staff Saturday, and the players are going to come in on Monday.
So, Drew, are you going to be running the defense, penalty kill? What's your specific role on the staff?
Yeah, so I think what you're seeing a lot in the NHL right now is a four-man coaching staff. I'll be running the D. The 2 other assistants are going to be running the special teams, and then Misha will be running the forward group.
Okay. And now that's a little bit different because obviously we're at the junior ranks. It's usually a 3 coaching staff, sometimes 2, depending on the team a little bit. So running the D, that's obviously the position you played. It's
Yep.
probably maybe the area that you're most comfortable with. And it's kind of like an all-star team, really, in what you pick. And so a little different maybe in how you would approach it, because you're going to come in with lots of guys who are used to being top pair defensemen, but in this tournament, they're going to have to play in different roles. What do you look forward to as far as, kind of helping guys understand different roles in a tournament like this?
I think the one thing I learned at the U18 level this past spring is that, the players seem to adapt very quickly to their roles on their team, and they're very accepting. I think, there's something to be said about, wearing the Canadian jersey and putting that over your head, and the pride that goes into that, and sometimes some of the humility that you have to bring towards the team to, ultimately buy into a role that can have the team have success. And certainly, in Hockey Canada and with our staff, we know there's been some bumps in the roads as of lately, but we're excited about our group. I'm really excited about the staff that I get to work with and learn from here coming up. And I think it's just, Canada is continuing to pump out top tier players, and there's going to be a lot available to us. Certainly the junior landscape has changed. With the college ruling, probably the NHL rule of 19-year-olds being able to play in the American League that are first-round picks. So those are things that we're going to have to work through, and the management staff are going to have to work through. It's going to be a little bit more difficult being able to watch those players on, a nightly basis when, typically in the past, a lot of them were playing junior hockey. So there's going to be a little bit more, eyes on, whether it's, guys traveling around to American League cities to watch those players, college cities to watch those players, and certainly for our the coaches that are at the junior levels, keeping a close eye on the players that we're bringing to camp in the next week.
Drew, you were this is your second tour of duty with Sioux, of course, coaching there from 16 to 18, and then you were in the American League as a head coach for some time, and then of course with the St. Louis Blues, and now you come back to junior. What do you feel? How have you changed, improved from a coach 16 to 18 that you'll be able to bring to you now back to the junior ranks?
Yeah, I think just the people that I worked with, whether the assistant coaches that I had an opportunity to work with throughout my 6.5 years in the American League. Working under Chief at the American League level, spending time with him at NHL training camps. I think the preparation, the details that go in, there's so much, I've changed a lot as a person as far as my beliefs and the details and how you prepare, comparable to, back in 16 when I was a junior hockey coach, just starting to learn, and over the past 8 years, there's a lot that I've learned about the game, about the players, about how coaching staffs prepare, how you share information as a group. I think that'll go a long way in the development of our players in Sault Ste. Marie, and at the same sense, developing the assistant coaches that are going to be working with me.
Drew Bannister joins us, of course, a head coach of Sioux in the Ontario Hockey League. Also will be an assistant coach at the World Junior Championships, coming here in Edmonton once again at Christmas and New Year's. Always a fantastic tournament, and fans love it. They come out. It's always a great time. You mentioned, your U18 experience, Drew, and now it's just a player's a little bit older, not much, but there's a little bit more of a marquee event at that tournament. And just kind of, going back to maybe, as a player being in those situations, playing at the NHL and everything else and in big moments, just kind of that, like, there's a lot of pressure, but there's a lot of excitement for the young players. Like, you're in Canada, it is a big deal. Do you feel that as a coach is the excitement level for you maybe just a little bit more than it would be normal, even though you've been through a lot of these situations?
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think even as a player, the excitement level's certainly high. But being in those situations as a player, I went through it in '93 with the World Junior team when I won a gold medal. Once the puck drops, it's just you're just playing hockey, and you're playing to your identity and the structure that the coaching staff and the group has put out, and a lot of trust goes into that. And I think for the coaching staff, and I say this again, like, Misha's done an outstanding job getting us prepared to go into this camp, to make sure that we're all on the same page. We understand what our descriptions are as coaches and what we're handling, our workflow, the jobs that we have. And a lot of that just cycles down to the players and the belief that they have in the coaching staff. And really, it kind of calms the players that they understand how prepared the coaching staff is. And it's going to be a short group here when we're on the ice with them. I think we have 3 days of practices to kind of get them prepared. Not really rolling out a ton of tech package stuff. We will touch base on a lot of stuff, but I think for us is getting to know the players, trying to build relationships with these guys before we get to the tournament in Edmonton. We're going to have some time before we get into that tournament to really bear down on our tech packages and our structure with our team.
Drew Bannister joins us. Drew, how about the selection process? How much say the coach staff go into it? How closely, like, when you monitor these camps, are you going to be spending extra time watching film on the guys during the year leading up to it? How does it work?
Yeah, like we'll have probably weekly calls, and usually during those weekly calls, coaches will be tasked to, a number of players, whether it's 1, 2, or 3 players each to kind of keep an eye on, and whether you see them live or watch them visually on video. Certainly our management staff is continuing to travel, get out there and watch these players live as much as possible as they can. So there is a lot of input, not only on the management side, but they certainly give us, a lot of opportunity to watch these players and supply them with the input that we believe to make sure that we're making the right decisions for the team and for the staff and for Canada as a whole. And,
it's a tough decision, Drew. Like, you got a lot of good players. Like, the gap between a guy making the team and not making the team is significantly minute at that point. Having been on the U18 team, ultimately, how much of it is just kind of like a gut feel sometimes, or thinking, okay, we think this guy fits more into the role that we want? It's not necessarily the other guy is an infinitely better player. Yep. It just might be a better fit.
Yeah, I think with the U18 program this year, we're in a little bit different situation where, we didn't have the availability of all the top players because, the junior leagues were still playing. So really we didn't have access to players that played off, that were beyond the second round. So When you look at the Rudolphs or the DuPonts, those players just weren't available to us. But certainly, you look at a role and roles that you look to fill within your team. And at the U18 level this year, we brought in a lot of players that hadn't been a part of that program. Just because, there were certain things we wanted to play more direct. We wanted to be able to play faster. We wanted to play heavier. We wanted to be able to lean on teams a little bit more than in previous years. But there is also the factor of like you had said, the pressure and how those players react in those situations when it's a tie game, late in the game in those critical moments. But the U17 and the U18 program, that's all building towards this championship and the U20 World Junior Championship and giving those players, the ability to play in those situations for Canada. It allows us to see them at the U17 and the U18 levels play in those critical moments and how they react. And a lot of that goes into how we select the team at the U20 level.
Drew, one last one for you. You've been coaching now for, quite a long time since you got into it. Going back, I guess your first assistant gig was with Owen Sound, if I'm not mistaken, like almost 15 years ago.
And 2 years before that, I was a player coach over in the UK. So I knew what I was doing, Jason, before I got it, or before the game got rid of me.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. Was coaching something that always kind of appealed to you? And was it later in your career? Like, are you one of those guys that had a lot of notebooks and you could kind of took notes saying, hey, I want to get into coaching when I'm done, so I'm going to kind of start prepping now?
Yeah, I think like a lot of coaches that have played the game, you take a lot from the coaches that you have played for and your career, whether it's on a positive side or a negative side. The one thing that I couldn't get out of my head was not being part of a dressing room. After my 17-year career playing professional, I wanted to be a part of that dressing room still, and I wanted to still chase the dream of winning a Stanley Cup and winning championships and being part of a championship team. Towards the end of my career, I started involving myself more and more in minor hockey in the summer times in Northern Ontario and Sudbury with their programs and getting out on the ice with them. I started to do my Hockey Canada coaching clinics. I did my High Performance 1 and my High Performance 2 in my last 2 years of when I was playing and coaching over in the UK. And then when the opportunity came up in Owen Sound as an assistant coach, talking to Dale DeGray and sitting down with him and Greg Ireland, who was the head coach at the time then, I just thought it was a great opportunity for me to retire from the game and then continue my love for the game, but in a different aspect behind the bench and being a coach and start mentoring players and start developing myself as a coach.
How have you found it's different, or how you communicate different with young players today than you did even maybe the first time in 2012-13?
I think that's continuing to evolve each day, Jason. Like every year, there's certain things that you learn and how to communicate with people, the conversations you have. I've learned a lot, dealing not only with junior age players. It was a change for me when I went to the American Hockey League and how you deal with young adults and old adults that have families, and then to the NHL level when you're dealing with them. Each is different, but communication is key to each individual player, and how you communicate with them goes a long way in your relationships with the player. But not only that, I feel the success of the team.
Do you make TikToks for your players?
I do not. I am not on TikTok. I leave that to my kids right now.
Oh, yeah, smart. Well, that's that's good. But so you have to ask your kids to kind of keep you up on the trends, so you even know the words that they're talking about in the room.
I'm not. Yeah, I kind of keep up on it, but I kind of shy away from it a little bit. But it'll be interesting this year. I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot. I learn a lot from the players. I love being around these young players. They bring so much energy to the game, the love for the game. For them, I'm there to help them reach their pinnacle, which is continuing their career in a professional role and hopefully one day play in the NHL. And there's nothing more satisfying for a coach to see those players reach those goals and be a part of that.
Awesome stuff, Drew. Well, congratulations getting back to the Sioux and, of course, going to the World Juniors. We'll see you in Edmonton in a few months' time.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. Can't wait to get back to Edmonton. Great place to play, and excited to have the tournament in Edmonton. And I can't appreciate you enough having me on your show. And I wish you all the best. And if you ever want me to have me on again, I'd be happy to be here.
You betcha, man. We'll have you on again for sure during the year. Appreciate your time.
Good stuff. Thanks, Jason.
Okay, thanks. That is Drew Bannister, of course, assistant coach for Canada's upcoming U20 World Junior team. He's the head coach at Sioux. Really good guy, man. Like Drew wasn't in Edmonton for a very long time, but he was here before. He was here just before I started, but covered him when he was playing for the Rangers and the Ducks, and then just kind of got to know him over the years and in some minor hockey circles here and there. I've interviewed him many times, and just a really good guy. And good for him to be back at the Sioux. You get a coach when you have a coach who's been at the AHL and the NHL level, the players, like, they love it because he's just got so much information. You can really relate to it. And somebody who he's played at the World Juniors. He's a really good player. Was like the 26th overall draft pick. I think that was a second rounder back then, but I know he's 26th overall. So really good career too. 17-year pro career, man. You're battling out for a long time. I love it. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We got lots to get to on the Elks. People are fired up about the green and gold, as you should be. We'll get to that and much more on a busy Friday edition of the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Let's get to the Con Man and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Go Auto. If you're looking for a car, truck this weekend, stop in GoAuto.ca. They got over 17,000 vehicles to choose from. Find a location here. You got 73 of them. GoAuto.ca.
The Sports 1440 update.
Columbus Blue Jackets and restricted free agent Cole Sillinger are agreeing to a contract avoiding arbitration, 3 years, $13.8 million for Aaron Portzline, who will join us later on in the show, and Florida and Akira Schmidt avoiding arbitration, 2 years, the $2 million AAV. He was acquired earlier in the offseason from the Vegas Golden Knights for a third-round pick. LeBron James announced that he'll be signing with the Philadelphia 76ers on a 2-year deal worth $8 million. The 41-year-old joins a roster that already includes Joel Embiid, Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, and VJ Edgecombe. Major League Baseball, Jays taking on the Red Sox in Boston. First pitch, 5:15. We'll join that one in progress following the Jason Gregor Show on our AM feed. One game underway right now. Rockies on top of the Brewers, 3-1 in the top of the third. Later on, you got the Cubbies, Pirates, Tigers, Royals. The Braves meet the Orioles. Phillies host the Yankees. Astros heading to Chicago, taking on the White Sox, and the Mariners get the Rangers. In the CFL, Week 8 rolls on tonight from Winnipeg. Blue Bombers and Stamps, 6:30 kickoff. In town, the Riverhawks playing their final regular season homestand with Kelowna in town. That one starting just after 7. And for the Stingers, they're in Calgary for the Battle of Alberta tip-off at 7:30. Coming up in hour number 2 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by our co-host, Wanya Gretz of Oilers Nation. We'll look at the LeBron deal with Noah Levick of NBC Philadelphia, and we'll get to Cam Tate's 2-minute warning. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
What's 426 divided by 12? Okay, if I carry the one, yeah, we're out. Go Auto has a free credit calculator that does the math for you. See what you could qualify for, estimate your payments, and get a better idea of what's in your budget. Because shopping for a vehicle is exciting, but crunching numbers, yeah, not so much. Text CHECK to 780-777-7777. That's CHECK to 780 all sevens.
Cantork has turned 25. That's 25 years of building tools so good, they practically
on a
torque themselves.
busy.
Hard work and innovation equals problem solved. See our latest designs at cantork.com.
.ca.
Action Electrical team is now making a play for sustainability and savings. They're specialists powering up for a greener future.
That's the strategy. Designing and installing high-efficiency solar panels. They're helping homes and businesses combat rising utility costs by harnessing the power of the sun.
A smart move for efficiency and the environment. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
The Riverhawks' final regular season homestand is on deck this week. Catch the bobblehead giveaway, a 2K dance party, Margaritaville, and Wizards, Wands, and Magic Night. Don't miss the party. Tickets at gohawks.ca.
Mr. Rooter has deja vu. Mr. Rooter has deja vu.
The bathroom is right over there, Mr. Rooter.
Thank you, good sir. Wait, I swear I've plunged this toilet before. It was clogged with a snow globe. Am I living in a time loop? Oh, good. It's just a voodoo doll that looks exactly like me. Whew, what a relief.
For a plumbing experience you'll want to relive, call Mr. Rooter.
Scott McGilvery here, HGTV host and renovation expert. The one upgrade I know homeowners will love: better, fresher Culligan water straight from the tap. Culligan's Aquasential reverse osmosis filtration system takes your water to the next level. With up to 7 stages of filtration and 14 filter options, they're certified to reduce over 90 contaminants. Your tap water is about to get a major upgrade. Safer water that tastes great. Get started with a free in-home water test at Culligan.com. Culligan, water you love.
It's dollar drink summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees at participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
Feeling overwhelmed by debt? Concerned about what the next few weeks or months will bring for your finances? My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. You don't have to navigate this alone. Together, we can review your options and build a personalized plan to reduce your payments and get you out of debt, so you can breathe again. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to book your free consultation and discover your debt-free future.
Your co-op grow team are your local experts because we live here too. Our agronomic specialists stay up to date with the latest research and technology to help support your entire farm operation. As your crops fill and mature, we're here to help you assess crop health, manage pre-harvest applications, and make informed decisions for a successful harvest. Co-op, we're all growing together. Here for your farm, here for your family. Talk to your co-op grow team today.
Course, this hour brought to you by On the Rocks. It's the weekend at OTR, and that means live music all weekend long. Backwoods Super Freak take the stage tonight and tomorrow. Then on Sunday, it'll be Section 8. Head on down to Jasper Ave 118th or online at ontherocks.yeg.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
What a fantastic Friday afternoon. How you doing, man? If you're an Elks fan, you're feeling pretty good. Probably you're like, God, I don't remember what this feels like to be cheering for a team that's good and competitive and, hey, highly entertaining. The one thing about the Elks, they're entertaining. They've given up. They've made a lot of big plays defensively. They made a lot of big plays offensively. Last night, many more big plays down the field, something you really hadn't seen all year long from Edmonton. And last night's game was just a classic. If you're a CFL fan, from a pure entertainment standpoint, you couldn't ask for much more. At almost 900 passing yards, 896 passing yards between the two teams, 8 touchdowns. Like, you kidding me? You don't see games like that very often. It was awesome. Honestly, I loved it. Back and forth, big plays, and there were some big hits in that game too, man. So, get to all that and more here as the you look at the Elks, and now they got some time off, rest up. They play Saturday against the other Rough Riders, and it will be I think a really good rematch between the two squads. Really good rematch. And what can they do for an encore? Can they put up 70 points a game between the two teams? Hell, that would be awesome. Hopefully, I have a really good feeling the fans are going to show up. this game. I think the momentum's building. As I've said before, I'm never going to tell fans they have to go. I think that's, it's not something that you should do in the media, especially for media people who never buy a ticket. I have season tickets, so it's a little bit different, but I'd still never tell anybody to go. I don't know. Can't tell anybody what to spend their money on. But if you are a sports fan, I'll say this. You'll be entertained. The Elks games are entertaining. The team is good for the first time in a long time. The atmosphere, obviously, there's probably going to be about 5,000 Rider fans in the crowd. So that always makes it a little bit more boisterous, a little bit louder. Everybody just gets into it. It'll be fun. That's what I can tell you. It'll be fun. I have no idea who's going to win on Saturday, but it'll be fun. And I have a sneaking suspicion there's going to be a pretty big crowd set to go to the game on Saturday afternoon, 5:00 start for those of you interested. And keep in mind that last year there was over 30,000 seats sold. There's only 33,000 in the lower bowl. The Elks weren't 6-1. They weren't the best team in the league last year. They weren't playing Saskatchewan on the second half of a back-to-back after a thrilling 36-34 win. I won't be surprised at all if tickets become hard to come by leading up to that game, which is awesome. I make it if I'm running the Elks, I'm like, hey guys, like we sell out the lower bowl, yeah, then maybe we consider opening up the top one for sure. But you want to pack the house in the bottom, and I think it would be good. We welcome to the show Wanye Gratz joins us. Wanye, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing great. I'm a huge Philadelphia 76ers fan.
Oh, LeBron.
Not for real, though.
No. But, it'll be interesting to see what he does in Philly. Hey, they've had a pretty good offseason, right? Like, he isn't, like I saw some people saying, oh, you know what? He's just trying to build a super team. Like, hey, I like LeBron. He's a really good player. But this isn't LeBron of 2009, okay? But he's still good. Don't get me wrong. But Jaylen Brown, LeBron James. Now, you got Embiid for how many games do you have Embiid?
20 good games with Joel Embiid basketball?
Probably, but They should be competitive for sure. Like right now, you might put them number 2 behind the Knicks in the East. I would think there's a decent chance. That's how some people might list them at right now.
I had a meeting today with the owner of Lakers Nation, which is kind of our LA cousin, if you will, to Oilers Nation. We've known our friend Ian down there for a long time, and I was like, "Oh, sorry, Ian, to book this call with you on thus the day that LeBron got traded." It was really interesting to hear his take on what Lakers fans thought of LeBron James, because he almost came in and overshadowed the entire organization, right? And then, there were some people that weren't happy that he was bringing Bronny onto the team and splitting his time between the NBA and the G League. The biggest insult, though, I think to Lakers fans is the deal he signed with the 76ers, because when they were negotiating with the Lakers, there was no deal being offered, right? So he was requesting like top of the market pay, and they turned around and signed a 2-year deal for $8 million. Like, had he been willing to do that in LA, he probably would have stuck around. But I think a lot of Lakers fans, I thought it would be like a dark day in Lakers history. It seems as though there was a lot of Lakers fans that were excited to kind of move on and reboot the organization now with Doncic.
Yeah, well, I think sometimes you have to do that as a fan and just be like, hey, you know what? Now's the time to move on, because they didn't win with him, so there's not the emotional
they won the bubble
there,
one, right?
Right?
The bubble championship with LeBron.
Oh, yeah.
20, I don't know if you count it, but they did.
I guess they did. Yeah,
right?
You're right. Yeah.
They'll tell you they won. If it was the Oilers, we'd have told you we won in the bubble too.
It's true. Yeah, no, that's fair. They did.
Yeah.
I kind of blocked that year out.
It's a weird year to remember.
It is a weird year. Didn't the Lakers win like that new midseason?
The midseason cup last year? Yeah.
Didn't they win that too?
They put a banner up.
That's, to me, is the worst.
Well,
banner.
you got to put a banner up.
Like, come on, that's a bad banner. But I'll say this. If they stay healthy, the 76ers will be a competitive team. There's no doubt about it.
And the jerseys are going to move.
Yeah.
They're going to sell a lot of merch the next week.
Oh, God, yes. Yeah, that city, for sure. You know what? Who's also going to sell some merch? The green and gold, because they're rolling right now.
They're white hot. That was a great game last night to end it with the field goal and everything. If we use the Nation Network team as like the canary in the coal mine for how the Elks fandom is doing, last season, it was like pulling teeth to get people to go to the games around the office. This year, there are no tickets available. Everybody wants to go. Everybody wants to bring their friends. Wanya Jr. and I went to the last home game against BC. We had a lovely time. The vibes are high in the stadium. And to your point, like, it's 33,000 for the lower bowl, you said?
Yes.
How many people did they draw last game to this year to the Saskatchewan game? was like 26.
No, 30,000.
30,000.
Just 30,053
with a stone cold franchise, right? Like this team is hot. I hope they keep it going. It's great to watch.
Well, right now they're entertaining. There's no doubt about that. They're exciting to watch. You're not going to win every game. Like, they're probably going to lose a game at some point. Now, I guess, of course, they could go 17-1. Teams have done it, but it's hard. The thing I liked about last night's game was their offense attacked in a way we hadn't seen all year long. They attacked over the field and down the field repeatedly, and they exposed them. Now, Saskatchewan's defense, this is not the defense that won the Grey Cup last year. There's no doubt about that. They've given up lots of points in their other games also. So Edmonton, I give them credit, and it was a shootout. Like, it's funny how you can win 19-17, and then the next week you literally double it, and it's 36-34. And so it shows you can win in different fashions, and that's what's entertaining. I would think as a fan, you're like, well, hey, our defense is pretty good. It doesn't mean that it can't get beat. And I'm sure the JC Sheridan and the defense will adapt. Well, they're going to have to because they don't want to give up as much as they gave up.
Totally. And poor Riders fans, they've had a tough time of late, right? I thought they were going to maybe use that as the emotional springboard to kind of turn the season around. But you never know. Next game, they're going to be a tough team to beat 2 in a row.
Well, of course, yeah. Sweeping in the CFL is hard. Like, even go back and think, and Edmonton fans have obviously seen it lots because of the Labor Day. But even when the Elks were bad or the Stamps were bad, it was hard for a team to sweep at the Labor Day. It just was. It was difficult. So I'll be curious to see kind of how they show up on Saturday. I think the crowd's going to be loud, and I just think it's going to make it pretty entertaining.
And you know what it proves is your theory that back-to-back games are a draw.
100%,
the
man.
CFL figured it out.
Yes, do it. Like, they got 3 of them in the freaking CFL. But the NHL's like, oh, we don't want any of that. We don't want too much hype. Okay. We don't want that. That's not good. And I'm like, no, you should have it all day long.
I've had a handful of people over the last couple of weeks say that Gregor's idea about back-to-backs to reduce travel expenses makes a lot of sense. I think you're talking a lot of sense, Gregor. You might want to get Bill Daly on the show and outline your 4-point plan.
I've talked to Bill about it.
Have you?
Yes.
What does he say?
Well, Bill's not the final decision maker.
Sure.
But the thing is, it's not just Bill. Like, I've talked to presidents of teams, and I'm like, just tell me why you guys wouldn't push for this. And no one can really give me a good answer.
It's because I think it's a new idea.
Yeah, but it's not even that new because they had it now. The difference they'll tell you is, but during COVID, I said, guys, I'm not asking you for different arena dates. That's where you guys have this confused. When the Oilers have a 6-game homestand, they have a 6-game homestand. Does it matter that if you play 2 of the games against the same team and 4 against another team? No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. So that's all. And again, it's only like my original idea was just 2 on the road, 2 at home. So it's not like a massive one. Hey, team comes through the West one time, they're going to go to Edmonton and Calgary. The next time they could go to Vancouver and Seattle. Right? There's 4 games.
Every rivalry would be strengthened.
Oh, God. Not even. Yes, I totally agree. It would be awesome. Like, I'm telling Oilers, once you got used to it, think about it. Like, look at this year, for instance. It sucks for Oilers and Flames fans that there's not 1 game on a weekend.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you that right now. So, but if you had it, Vegas, like, let's say Vegas is coming and they're playing a Thursday, Saturday in Edmonton, or what about the Oilers going to Vegas on a Thursday, Saturday? Oh, now some of you might be like, I don't think I can handle it. I might not survive the weekend. But just think about how great that would be. Like, a lot of people will book sports road trips, and I've been on it, where you go to an NFL game, an NBA game, an NHL game. Right? And you're like, well, I'm a diehard NHL fan. I'm going to go to the other sports because it's a fun atmosphere, but it's not really the team I want. If you asked an Oiler fan, hey, we're going to do a road trip to Nashville, and you get 2 Oiler games, they'd sign up for 2 Oiler games over 1 Oiler game and 1 NFL game. The majority, not all, but the majority. Like, it's an easy sell. If I was a travel ticket place, I'd be looking at it right away. Okay, let's book a trip. Here we go, right? Teams, because let's be honest, and even if it was a Tuesday, Thursday, people would still do it because you get to go on a road trip and you're seeing your team twice.
Look at the lengths the Lakers went to make the regular season entertaining with the mid-season cup. What you're describing doesn't require painting the ice a different color. You don't have to fly in anywhere, do anything. You've already got the natural schedule You're just aligning it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wins for making that move. I'm behind you, Gregor.
Yeah.
I don't know what we got to do. Get a petition going, call Commissioner Bettman at home. I don't know.
Hey, boys, I'm not sure if it's been discussed on your show or not, but it just dawned on me that Vincent Blanchard is wearing the number 26 of the great former Eskimo, multiple Grey Cup champion, Dave Cutler. Tony, we did mention that early on, and you know, I'll say this about Vinny Blanchard. Now, Vinny Blanchard might be one of the quieter players, like very soft-spoken, doesn't say a whole bunch, and his teammates love him. Like, I don't know if you saw the post game celebration video. They put out, coach talks for a bit, and then they hand out, whoever won the game ball the previous time on offense. It was Corte. He hands it out, and he gave it to Mac. And then on the defensive side, they ended up giving it to Carney, and then the special teams coordinator gives it out. And before he even announces it, the team's going nuts, and they know it's going to Blanchard, and he got infinitely bigger celebration than anyone in the room. Right now, of course, it's a 57-yard field goal. Game winner. Everybody loves it, but he's very soft-spoken, doesn't say very much, old Vinny Blanchard, but lets his foot do the talking, shall we say, for the green and gold right now.
We were talking about it last week, like what are the big changes in sports in the last few years? We talked about field goal kicking. A 58-yarder to end the game, you wouldn't be even attempting those in the CFL or the NFL 10, 15 years ago. Like, what used to be the ceiling in your mind for like a prudent field goal kick? Like, what was too long?
Yeah, it's that, like, it used to be anything over 40 for the longest time was and like a 50, like you get a 51-yarder. Who nowadays, honestly, like it's up to 55 years. You wait, when they move the field goals back, you're going to see more attempts just because of the distance, like we've seen in the NFL. Like Cons would probably know, but how many more 55 to 60-yard field goal attempts do you see every year in the NFL? You never used to see those. Oh, let's do a coffin kick, corner punt, try to pin him down. Now they're like, we're going for it. And it, like, Con's going to look it up maybe during the break. We'll take a quick break. But I bet you last year, I'm going to guess in the NFL, there was at least an average of one a week of 55 or more attempts, not made, attempts. And I bet you maybe even longer than that. So we'll see. We'll take a quick break. We'll return. It's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
50-50-50. Right now at Papa John's, you order carry out, you get 50% off the pizza, loaded with the toppings you love. You want pepperoni? You got it. You want the works? Done. Always made with our fresh, never frozen dough. Half the price for the pizza you already love. When you come grab it, just use promo code CO50. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. 50% off regular menu price pizzas. Carry out only. Use promo code CO50. Participating locations. Restrictions may apply.
So you're dying from the heat, sweat dripping on your sheets. You want to cool it down, but your AC can't compete. So you fall upon your knees and cry out, oh please, I need a cooling breeze. Send me Legacy's AC Repairman. Legacy's AC Repairman. AC Repairman. Can't spell Legacy without AC. Legacy Heating and Cooling's got a guy who's really good at fixing broken ACs. So if you got one, call Legacy. Okay, see you later. Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Hurry in for hot summer savings at Wolf GMC Buick. Take advantage of 0% purchase financing for up to 72 months on select new 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 pickups. 0% purchase financing for 36 months on select new 2026 Sierra 2500 Denali and Denali Ultimate models. Plus, huge cash savings on GMC Sierra heavy-duty trucks. And ask about the $1,000 truck trade-in bonus and low-rate lease offers. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at EdmontonExpoCenter.com today. Expand your brand with Fusion Promo Marketing. Fusion is your trusted partner for all things branded merch and apparel. Thousands of products perfect for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. Fusion with a Z. Promomarketing.ca.
Photographers, start your cameras. Vision Credit Union's annual photo contest is back. We're asking you to show us the people, places, and moments that made you glad you chose this rural life. Maybe it's the view from your farm, a walk down Main Street, neighbors pitching in, a weekend at the rodeo, or a sunset down a back road. Share your photo to show why life in rural Alberta is a choice worth celebrating. Enter and vote at whatsyourshare.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Emerald Equipment. Emerald Equipment is Edmonton's newest dealer for Yanmark compact equipment. Machines built tough for the jobs that don't quit. Get your new Yanmark compact track loaders with ASV Posi Track at Emerald Equipment.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
3:28 as we continue on. Pause of Friday. Man, big show already. First hour. Had a lot of great guests, lots of big topics. It continues on, as always, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Where remember, if you do gamble or play the casino, use your game sense. Go to GameSenseAB.ca and stay within your limits. As it's time now to get to our NBA report, brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, where the rates never change. No overtime charges. AC conk out in the middle of the night or on the weekend. Call Legacy. They'll come fix it. No OT charges. That's how you build a legacy at legacyheating.ca. And is it a legacy move? We'll see. But it has been a busy offseason for the Philadelphia 76ers. First, the Jaylen Brown acquisition in a trade. And now earlier today, it's announced that on a 2-year deal, LeBron James coming to Philly. He's not coming for the money. He's already made a ton of money. He's going there because he feels like there's a chance to win. And suddenly, on paper anyway, the 76ers, I would probably put them maybe number 2 behind the Knicks. Can't say they're ahead of the defending champs. I'm sorry, I can't do it. But they look on paper pretty good. And to break it all down from NBC in Philadelphia, Noah Levick joins us. Noah, welcome to the show, man. I'm guessing in Philadelphia right now, the 76er fans, what's the reaction being to the signing of LeBron James?
Yeah, I would say a combination of glee and disbelief. I think the decision obviously dragged out a while and rumors were everywhere. People were thinking it would be some sort of homecoming, whether it was Cleveland, whether it was going back to the Miami Heat. And then, boom, we learned today it's the Philadelphia 76ers. So you even got the mayor of Philadelphia and the governor already sending their welcome to LeBron James. So everyone's still getting their heads around it, but I think by and large, it seems like the fan base is really excited.
Well, I'm guessing a lot of Philly fans are saying, oh, we missed out on Leo Carlson, but at least we got LeBron James. So you know what? That's the saving grace, somewhat tongue-in-cheek on my part. Funny thing is, though, that Leo Carlson had a $90 million contract, and LeBron James, he's coming there just to give his team a best chance to win. When you look at him and Jaylen Brown mixed in with what they have, on paper, do you put them as number 2 behind the Knicks, or where would you slot them in the East?
Really hard to say. I think Miami's obviously got to be up there after the Giannis acquisition. I think with the Sixers, there's always gigantic ifs related to health, specifically with Joel Embiid. He's played under 40 games in 3 straight seasons, but I do think the sheer star power is undeniable here and also gives you some very useful insurance in the likely event that Embiid or someone else is sidelined. I think Jaylen Brown has been a really durable star who's in his prime. And LeBron James, he's 41 years old. We'll see if he keeps being this extreme anomaly with aging. But for the most part, he's been out there. He's been playing, 33, 34 minutes a game. And obviously, he's a guy who just makes you a more versatile team. And I think gives you a lot of confidence that you can handle a ton of situations and a ton of matchups. So absolutely, whatever the exact rankings are, in my mind, the Sixers got to be in the conversation with the East contenders.
Well, you look at what would be potentially their starting 5: Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, LeBron James, Joel Embiid, Jaylen Brown. And you're very valid on the concerns to an injury to to Joel Embiid. I'm sure they're going to be very selective in when he plays. But when you look at Maxey, and Edgecombe has been very vocal already about how awesome it would have been to play with LeBron. He seems pretty fired up about it. And then you add in Jaylen Brown. And I saw a stat, and I wish I could remember the guy's name, but he talked about, players who touched the ball a lot last year. And the 76ers have 5 of like the top 30 guys now on their team because, they get the ball a lot. So do you expect a lot of ball movement? What type of offense do you think they're going to run with those 5?
I think by and large, they're going to push the pace. I was actually just looking at the numbers. They had the number 2, 3, and 4 players in transition points per game. Obviously, Embiid, he's very much a half-court player. His bread and butter is post-ups, at the nail, mid-range. That'll still be a heavy part of their offense. But I do think Nick Nurse always likes to try to force turnovers and run, and I got to imagine that'll be a huge emphasis on this team. I think LeBron James's passing is a massive asset because, to be frank, the other stars are not brilliant passers. And I think LeBron James, even at 41 years old, he just has this incredible knack for making his teammates better, understanding how to manipulate defenses and all of that. But I've got to imagine there will be some growing pains, with Joel Embiid and Jaylen Brown. Both those guys love to operate in the mid-range. They love to be deliberate with the ball, kind of size up their matchups, take their time. I think the Sixers may have some issues along the way, sort of figuring out exactly how it should all be divvied up. But yeah, I think first and foremost, they will try to be a fast, explosive, powerful team. And to me, now offense is clearly their best side of the ball. I think they have all the talent in the world to be very, very good on that end. And that was really important after a year in which they were just middle of the pack on both offense and defense. I think you look at the team now and you say, okay, they're going to score a lot of points in all likelihood.
Now, no, quickly, is it Levick or Levick?
Levick's right.
Levick, okay, perfect. Okay. No, Levick joins us from Philadelphia, the 76ers signing LeBron James. 2-year deal. That not only the money, but I think some people were kind of surprised even when a multi-year deal because they thought maybe he was a 1-year guy. So I think he realizes you can't put all your eggs in the basket for 1 year. There's almost maybe a little bit less emphasis of, oh my God, we got to win right now. We have to put all our eggs in the basket because it's a 2-year deal. I actually think that's smart.
Yeah, I believe that's been the norm for him for a while. He likes having the player option the second season, but just on his face, it is remarkable. He's 41 years old. He's going to turn 42 on December 30th, and yet he's under contract for 2 more seasons. So he still clearly has a very high level of belief that he's going to be able to sustain all-star level play, and Sixers seem to be on the same page with that. So yeah, definitely a notable aspect of this.
Nick Nurse has been in a situation like this when Kawhi Leonard got traded to Toronto and bringing in a superstar player, and it really worked. Now he's bringing in 2 at once, and there is, and I think you were wise to point out the growing pains factor that it's not like, and we've seen this before. Just because you put guys together right away, it's not instantly click. Somebody's going to have to get used to maybe having fewer touches in the game, fewer shots in the game. Now you've got guys though in Jaylen Brown and LeBron James who have both won, and I think that might help them because hey guys, at times somebody's going to have to be selfish, and then at times somebody's going to have to be unselfish.
No question. Yeah, I think just on its face, it's remarkable that their starting forwards have both won Finals MVP. Jaylen Brown in 2024 and LeBron James has done it 4 times. I think with Jaylen Brown, the Sixers very much value the fact that he's a two-way player, cares a lot about both ends of the ball, tries his best on that end. I think the reality with LeBron James at this stage of his career is defense. He's not expending a ton of energy. I think the Sixers understand that. He will not be getting star assignments, but they do have a high level of confidence that they've got some legit defenders on this team. I think VJ Edgecombe showed great potential there. And Dean Wade is a solid pickup who they believe can guard some star wings and forwards. But yeah, this is a Sixers team that is really trying to get over that hump, finally get past the second round of the playoffs for the first time since the Allen Iverson era. And they are very pleased to be welcoming a couple guys who know what it's like to win and understand everything it takes.
And lastly, just overall, what about the bench strength of the 76ers? How good's their bench?
I think that's a big wild card. I think you look at Dean Wade and Anthony Simons, and those are guys, at a minimum, they're decent NBA players and they can fill an obvious role for you. Wade. He's going to take open threes. He's going to guard high-level players and do a solid job on the ball. Simons is a kind of microwave scorer guy who can play both on and off the ball. But then you're looking at some question marks. Dominic Barlow was a bright spot last year. I imagine he'll still be in the mix as a guy who can play 3, 4, 5 for you. And then you've got rookie LeBaron Philon Jr. The Sixers are high on him, guard out of Alabama, but obviously the norm is that rookies don't crack NBA playoff rotations. So to be seen how much of that translates to the NBA. And then you've got a bunch of guys who are like 22, 23 years old. Adem Bona was shared backup center duties last year with Andre Drummond. Drummond's has since signed with the Knicks. Sixers brought in Ariel Huck-Porty. So kind of TBD how the backup center minutes will shake out. And that's obviously a big deal given Joel Embiid's your starter. So yeah, I would say it's fair enough to have some questions there. I think there is a world in which they could get good outcomes on a variety of those sort of players. And it sort of gets the job done as far as playoff depth. And they have a solid, 8-9 man rotation. But I think, of course, there are some potential holes in some ways that depth could be a bit problematic for this team. And it was not a strength at all last year. It was certainly one of the reasons they lost to the Knicks. The Knicks were just much better in terms of the second unit. Yeah. So the Sixers have just gone all in on stars here, and they need the role players that they've signed to really, really check the boxes that they're hoping for. So that's the idea, I think.
Noah, great stuff, man. Really appreciate it. Have yourself a great weekend and enjoy a season or two of LeBron James. Appreciate your time.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
There you go. There's Noah Levitt joining us from Philadelphia, the 76ers landing LeBron James.
It's got to be exciting if you're a 76ers fan, right? Like, what would be the hockey equivalent? I mean, there aren't a lot of... If Sidney Crosby were to go to another team...
Crosby. You know what, though? It's probably even unfair to say Crosby because he's only played for one franchise, right? Like, LeBron's played for... This will be his fourth franchise, so that is a little bit different. But, yeah, like Obi, Crosby, the two big stars they stay in their team. Patrick Kane's back in Chicago, right? Yeah, it'd be hard. I guess Crosby, as far as, long-term player who's had multiple championships, he would probably be the one if he suddenly went to another team. Yeah, I think like a hockey fan, if Crosby and it's probably not happening, but if he did move, I think it would be him.
Or Ovi would be another similar one.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's less likely Obi moves, because he's older, right? And his contribution, I know he still scored 32 goals, but, he's not running up and down the ice like he used to, right? Whereas Crosby is still playing pretty close. Doesn't put up as many points as his peak years, but still produces a fair amount. So
I saw a funny clip today online, and I don't know which podcast it was, but it was a 76 podcast, like a 76ers podcast. And the guys come busting into the door while they're recording. And they're like, "What are you doing?" And the guy yells out, "We just got LeBron James." Like, the calamity on this podcast was so funny that the guy ran in and interrupted the show. And they're just like high-fiving, one guy's crying.
Oh, God.
You love to see it.
Quick break. Cam Tate will join us next. It's the Jason Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Say hello to Alberta's home for reeling and dealing. With Play Alberta, you can spin into the excitement of popular slots like Cash Eruption and Desert Fantasy. Experience Alberta exclusive games and get in on the action of live dealer tables with all new elevated stakes. However you prefer to play, the fun is ready when you are. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Yeah, it's me again. And if you're sidelined with a sports injury, you already know nothing's more frustrating than being told to just rest. At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we get athletes moving sooner with our zero-gravity treadmills. You can run, train, and rebuild strength with up to 80% less body weight, so your injury heals while your confidence comes roaring back. When your sports injury's yelling, whisper back, leadingedgephysio.com, because life shouldn't hurt.
Albertans love to debate the best way to enjoy summer sports.
No. Playing on the field is the best, man.
No way. Watching from the sidelines, way more relaxing.
You're both crazy. Checking out the game from the Bro Zone is where it's at.
But there's one thing every sports fan agrees on.
Wilhock Beef Jerky.
Wherever you catch the action, load up on Alberta's best beef jerky.
Wilhock Beef Jerky. Because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
The Bricks 55th birthday bash continues with big savings store-wide. Save on furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics. Plus, take 55 months to pay with 0% interest on furniture and mattresses, or 36 months on appliances and electronics on approved credit. Find up to 30% off bedroom packages, up to 40% off select mattresses, and don't forget, you could be one of 275 winners with over $155,000 in prizes to be won. Hurry in, the birthday bash ends July 29th at the Brick. Saving you more.
Summit Restaurant, located in the heart of the Silent Ice Center and just minutes from South Edmonton Common. Summit is your destination for exceptional house-made pizza, delicious entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails. Experience the perfect blend of flavor and ambiance in a modern setting. Join us for a straightforward yet elevated dining experience where our commitment to quality speaks to every bite and sip. Make Summit Restaurant your next night on the town.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. Stop in and see us today. 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Soft, creamy, and crunchy. For just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
So you're dying from the heat, sweat dripping on your sheets. You want to cool it down, but your AC can't compete. So you fall upon your knees and cry out, oh please, I need a cooling breeze. Send me Legacy's AC Repairman. Legacy's AC Repairman. AC Repairman. Can't spell Legacy without AC.
Legacy Heating and Cooling's got a guy who's really good at fixing broken ACs. So if you got one, call Legacy. Okay, see you later.
Legacy Heating and Cooling.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
Horse to this hour brought to you by Papa John's. Looking for a tasty lunch? Papa John's has you covered. Get a small 2-topping pizza for only $9.99 with code S999 at papajohns.ca. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Jason Gregor, Wayne Gretz, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching the show. We always appreciate it. Remember, hit that subscribe button. Get a thumbs up on a positive Friday, honestly. Did the Elks make you feel good? Well, now you can make Declan feel good. It's a very simple thing. Pay it forward. It's really how you look at it. So hit the subscribe button. We'll very much appreciate it. The Sports 1440 YouTube page as it continues to grow, which is very nice. Very nice to see. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. We have lots and lots of tech. What about when LaFleur went to the Rangers? Yeah, that's not a bad one at all. I guess the difference being a little bit in that that Guy Lafleur had retired from the game for, God, was it 2 years? 3 maybe even?
And he came out of retirement to play for the Rangers.
Yeah, Rangers and then the Nordiques.
What was he doing when he took his time off? Was it an injury that recovered or something?
Might have been, yeah. But I can't remember. I have to look it up. So, but the fact that he took 3 years off and then came back. But that's a good one, But I think the closest one to LeBron, as far as like a high-end elite player, Patrick Waugh. Right now, he only, obviously was in Montreal, won a championship, but then he moved, went to Colorado, won championships. So, but it's still only 2 franchises, right? Like it's rare to see like a great player. Messier, I guess, might have been one because he went to Edmonton, to the Rangers, to Vancouver, back to the Rangers.
What about Gretzky?
Yeah, but traded St. Louis, I guess, a bit different. LA, Gretzky's close, I guess, because of the time in New York. St. Louis is like a little bit of a pit stop, but LA's 3 teams, so yeah, not bad.
Yeah, to your point, like we're not talking about a guy who'd been with a team his entire career and then moving at the end like a Ray Bork.
Yeah,
we're talking about a guy who can like go reset in different markets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gretzky was able to.
Yeah, Gretzky, Jaromir Jagr did it a few times in the NHL, of course. So
did Jagr play for a few teams?
A few
by the end there.
But even before the end, right? Like when he left Pittsburgh and then he went to Washington, then he went to the Rangers, then he left the league, then he came back and I think, was it Philly his first time back? I think it might have been Philly, right? But then he was like Dallas and Florida and Calgary and Boston and who am I missing? New Jersey?
Was he a Devil?
Oh, yeah. I think he was a Devil for a year or 2.
I know another guy we're missing out on, Struddy. Struddy set up shop everywhere he went. He was the show.
Oh, yeah. Well, in his own mind, he definitely was. It was unreal. Hey, boys, what about Corey Perry? Well, Corey Perry's a really good player, but he's not like a superstar. We're talking superstars like LeBron James. So Corey Perry's a good player, but lots of good players. Like Paul Coffey moved around to a lot of different teams.
What about Tom Brady?
Yeah, Brady, I guess, would classify because he did win on both teams. So, yeah, if he's getting into wrestling, fail.
I don't like this at all.
I'm just gonna say it right now. That would be, hey man, we've all made bad decisions. That would be a bad decision.
Don't let Logan Paul slap you at a press conference. You're Tom Brady, for heaven's sake.
Well, didn't Brady slap him?
Well, is that how it was?
Yeah, Brady slapped him.
But still,
yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, no,
it's because he's single. He has nobody to tell him, hey, Tom, this isn't a good idea.
Yeah, it looks a little, it looks a little weird. So we'll see. Now, let's get to the 2-minute warning. Camp Tate brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Hold the no payments, no interest for 1 year on your AC unit. Keep cool all summer long at legacyheating.ca. Cam Tate, of course, longtime journalist in town. Cam, born with cerebral palsy, he's been in a wheelchair. He's never let him slow down. 45 years in the industry. Cam's always wanted to be in radio, and now through the wonders of technology, Cam's words come to life in the 2-minute warning. On Fridays, though, he lets us read it live. So here's my voice and Cam's words in the 2-minute warning. Now, I want to say a quick thanks to Connor Halley for giving me some notes this week. Apparently, and I quote, Gregor needs a break. So today, no big words, none. We're keeping it simple, real simple, which honestly makes this twice as hard. Because how do you make radio fun without saying sesquipedalian, what? Or perspicacious? I don't know, Cam, but we'll survive. Perspicacious. It's a good one. Anyway, stick around. We've got good stuff coming. Plain talk all the way. And Gregor, buddy, you're welcome. Let's go. Hey, it's National Tequila Day, folks, and I've got 2 stories that explain why I should never be trusted with a bottle. Picture 1985, Edmonton Journal Golf Tournament Barbecue. Retired sports editor Peter Collum looks at me and says, you got to try this tequila. So I take a big gulp, and yes, I swallowed the worm. Still can't walk straight. It's been 43 years. My chiropractor thinks I have a spine made of tequila. But here's the thing. A few years later, I'm out with my cousin Cam. Together, we were Cam squared, real subtle branding. And who walks in? Wayne Gretzky. The night he scored 50 goals in 39 games. Wayne comes over and says hi. And 10 minutes later, 4 tequila shots arrive at our table with 8 straws. 8 straws for 4 shots. I look at those 8 straws and I thanked Wayne for not putting a worm in my glass because clearly he was trying to kill me in a much more efficient way. Positive Friday, everyone. Stay safe. Don't drink and drive. Cam Tate. 2-minute warning. Sports 1440. Little tequila.
You're not saying no to Gretzky in 50 and 39 night.
Oh, no. Not, I would hope not. Gregor, how do you say that word again? Perspicacious, right?
What's Cam doing to you?
I'm sure it's perspicacious.
What's it mean?
Perspicacious. What does it mean? Oh, God, what does perspicacious mean again? It's something about like mental perception, but I don't know exactly. But I think that's kind of what it is. Like if you're astute, you're kind of like you can pick up on things.
So I'm not only
at least I'm pretty sure. Collins, look that up. I might be saying I don't want to. It's not like I'm using that word all the time. That's what I'm pretty sure. I think it is
having a ready insight into an understanding of things.
Okay, all right.
Not only do I not have that, I don't understand the word that describes it.
Hey, Gregor, what was the other one? Sesquipedalian. Sesquipedalian is the other one. It's basically if I'm not mistaken, it's somebody who's trying to complicate and bloat the languge.
There's a word for what he did.
Yeah. That's why I think he picked the word.
Yeah.
Again, though, and this is my mother was an English teacher, and so I for a while there I remember I didn't learn like different words all the time. So some of these words now, obviously, I don't think I've ever used that word in a sentence.
Doesn't come up in day-to-day conversation.
No. Not really. I think it's an adjective. I don't think it's a verb. I think it's an adjective because it's obviously an adjective. Cons, do you want to look up do you even know how to spell it?
That's a tough one, Cons.
Oh yeah. It's like
SESQUI.
It's a word that is extremely long or multi-syllabic. Syllabic.
If you play that in Scrabble.
What else? So it's but what else?
It can also refer to a person or their speech style when they habitually use overly complex or lengthy, ponderous words.
There you go. See, that's
right. Very Cam Tate.
Okay.
You play that in Scrabble, though, it's game over.
No, I don't think you get 7. You only get 7. You only have to have words of 7.
You got to build off another word.
Unless you keep, because you can only have 7, right? In Scrabble, you can't have more than 7.
You can do a compound word. So I don't know what in that gibberish word was buildable on.
Yeah, well, quip. You could build on quip, right?
2 weeks in a row, though, Cam Tate has bested you during the 2-minute warning with these crazy words. So I'd say it's Tate 2, Gregor 0.
Yeah, well, he'll be retribution.
I even warned him. Don't do it.
You're bringing it on, Connor.
Well, I didn't mind, but last week was I think like 17 in every paragraph. It was tough. We got through it though.
Yeah.
It was good. The problem was I didn't proofread it before. Would have made it a lot. I was just reading that one off the cuff. So that was tough. This one I'd read a few times.
All right.
So I knew those words. I still kind of butchered the second one, but at least I knew it. So, hey guys, I know he didn't win any championships. Jerome McGinley. Yeah, he's another guy. Left the Flames for a long time. So LeBron is unique because we're talking like the greatest player of his era and, top 2-3 players of all time. So it is unique. And the thing is, like, LeBron he's still effective, right? Like he's not as dominant as he was in the past, but he's still a really good player. I don't know if, like, would I put him in the great category still? It's probably hard for me to do it because his great was so great that, LeBron's really good now. I don't know if he's great anymore, which is not a knock on him because he's going to help their team. But if LeBron's your second or third leading scorer, your team's probably pretty good.
And at $4 million a year, he's not putting undue pressure on the team.
No. If he's your leading scorer, your team's not that good. No, but
yeah.
At this stage of his career, you're just not. That's how it goes.
Do you think they agreed to bring Bryce in as part of the deal?
Oh, God, no.
They're saying that's why he wants to keep playing, is he wants to play with Bryce. So a 2-year deal tells me.
Is Bryce draft eligible next year?
I have to look this up, but he's getting close. And they say he's better than Bronny.
Declan, when's Bryce draft eligible? Is it next year? It is, eh? Okay, well. So his last year, imagine then it'll become Gordie Howe. Well, Gordie played with both his sons. Right? And hey, Mark's a Hall of Famer, so it's pretty good.
Bronny, Bryce, and LeBron in Philly? The merch sales would be.
And then, no, Bronny just signed a 2-year deal in LA, right?
But they could deal him, conceivably.
Yeah, I guess conceivably. That I would like to think that as a father, you'd be like, me, that's maybe not the best.
Maybe Bryce is his favorite, and he's waiting for the favorite to come along. He's like, sorry, Bronny.
Well,
Bryce
he's got to get drafted by them first.
Yeah. But still, he's pulling strings.
Yeah, you never know.
Clarification. Last year was his draft year, like this past draft.
Oh, no.
He was a red shirt this year at Arizona.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe he's not that good.
As a proud owner of a Bronny James jersey that I pretend is a LeBron.
So wait, he was a red shirt in his draft year?
Yeah, like his first year of college, he didn't play. He was red shirted. Probably a sign he needs more time to develop.
It's those glasses.
Yeah, but lots of guys, Cons, aren't draft you're talking this is his first year, but lots of guys don't come out until their third year of college.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
he could have, because after 1 year, you technically can,
technically
right?
you can. Okay.
College football, for football, you need 3 years.
Yes.
So you could be red shirt and then play 2 seasons. You could be red shirt sophomore.
Right.
Yeah. So technically he could have.
Okay.
Would make no sense.
No. Would not have at all. So coming up in the final, I can't believe we're already 2 hours into the show, man. It is absolutely flying by. I hope you're having a great Friday. When we come back, we'll get to our roundtable. Aaron Portsline is going to join us, Spec, LT, Wanye's World, and we might even talk a little concerts. Big concert in town tonight and tomorrow. Post Malone. I saw Post Malone once. I'll be seeing him again tonight for the second time. I've never seen Jelly Roll. I'm not really sure what to expect there, to be honest. I don't know, but I've become more of a concert goer. And now my son's old enough. He went to his first concert last summer. He absolutely loved it. And so he's been asking, and this year he's bringing a buddy. So
what's the first concert you went to? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. It's the only concert I went to before I was an adult.
What was that?
The Beach Boys at K-Days.
No way. Beach Boys were hot.
That was in the, it would have been 86. I'm pretty sure. Maybe 87. Yeah. Would have been 87 now. Yes, it was 87.
I'd be interested for the listeners to text us in their first concert that they went to. Mine was U2 at Commonwealth Stadium, and I was in grade 11.
Well,
and I'd never been.
That's a pretty good first concert.
Oh, I couldn't even believe it. For probably 2 or 3 years after, I didn't want to go to another concert because it was such an amazing night. Right for their encore, it started raining. And
I remember that.
And they included it in a DVD. And I was there with a buddy who was older than me, and he's like, you just witnessed probably one of the best concerts of all time. So just to let you know, as your first concert, they're not all going to be at this level.
Yeah. No, U2 outdoor concert. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good concert. I like it.
Let us know.
First concert you ever been to. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. Let's get to the comment and a sports 1440 update brought to you by Hire Good. If you're looking for professional quality property work that shines, check out Hire Good. Stable jobs create stable lives. HireGood.ca.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
The Columbus Blue Jackets and restricted free agent Ford Cole Sillinger agreeing to avoid arbitration, signing a 3-year, $13.8 million deal per Aaron Portsline of The Athletic. The 23-year-old Sillinger had 8 goals and 25 helpers and 33 points in 81 games this past season for the Jackets. Also, the Panthers and the Kerr Schmid avoiding arbitration, agreeing to a 2-year deal with a $2 million AAV. LeBron James announced that he'll be signing with the Philadelphia 76ers with a 2-year contract worth $8 million. The 41-year-old joining a great roster that already includes Joel Embiid, Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, and VJ Edgecombe. Major League Baseball Jays are in action, kicking off a weekend set in Boston. First pitch, 5:15. We'll have that for you here on our AM feed following the Jason Gregor Show. One game underway right now. Rockies lead the Brewers 3-1 into third. Later on today, you got the Cubs and the Pirates. Tigers host the Royals. Yankees in Philadelphia. Marlins host the Padres. Astros, White Sox. Rangers up against the Mariners and the Reds in St. Louis. In town, Riverhawks playing their final regular home stand with Kelowna in town. That one starts after 7. And in the CEBL, you got the Battle of Alberta. Stingers in Calgary tip off at 7:30. Coming up in hour 3 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll ask 5 questions, get to the roundtable, and we'll be joined by Aaron Portzline of The Athletic. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
It's the hard jobs that take know-how, expertise, and the right experience. And that's why, time and time again, GS Construction gets the call when it comes to the hard jobs. Underground projects that are genuinely difficult, like deep installs, tough ground conditions, or tight urban sites. So remember, when it's a hard job, the list gets short, and GS Construction is on it. Want to tackle the hard jobs? We're looking for experienced pipe layers and topmen. Visit gsconstruction.ca today.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection? Incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
50-50-50. Right now at Papa John's, you order carry out, you get 50% off the pizza, loaded with the toppings you love. You want pepperoni? You got it. You want the works? Done. Always made with our fresh, never frozen dough. Half the price for the pizza you already love. When you come grab it, just use promo code CO50. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. 50% off regular menu price pizzas. Carry out only. Use promo code CO50. Participating locations, restrictions may apply.
Wondering what you can afford?
Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure,
No awkward convos.
just quick answers on your budget and payments.
Bad credit? No credit? We got you.
Presented by
Check
Play
to
Alberta.
780-777-7777.
That's check to 780 all 7.
Find out what you qualify for and start
5.
shopping with
Higher
confidence.
goods.
Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
Want to invest in Alberta's workforce, fill your talent pipeline, and get funding? Careers, the next generation connects employers with motivated, pre-vetted youth through funded internships. Easy, impactful, and risk-free.
When you work with a group like Careers who have experience in that area, they can demystify and navigate all the complex steps and stakeholders that have to be involved.
Visit careersnextgen.ca today.
For all your welding supplies, think AWS Welding. Located in Nisku, their readily stocked storefront carries a wide variety of welding glasses, cylinder rentals, plus welding rod, wire, and consumables. Same-day delivery is always available. And if they don't have it, AWS Welding will find it for you fast. Visit their online store today at awswelding.ca or give them a call or text at 780-979-0470. AWS Welding. They make it happen.
School's almost out, and road trip season is just around the corner. But if your brakes sound like they're grinding harder than a hockey fourth liner, it might be time to visit Napa Auto Parts. Napa has all the quality parts, tools, and know-how to help keep your vehicle running smoothly and road ready. With over 85 locations in Alberta, visit your local Napa store today or shop online at napacanada.com. That's Napa know-how.
Alberta, we're wild and tough and beautiful. We agree that good enough isn't good enough. And though everything that matters starts with a home and a family. At Lux, our family has been handcrafting windows and doors for this incredible place for over half a century. There's no place we'd rather be. Everything we are is windows and doors. A company born and bred and made in Alberta.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Leading Edge Physio, from weekend warriors to professional athletes, kids playing soccer to grandparents in the garden, rotator cuff tears and tendonitis to post-surgical knees and hips. We fix your body. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Rolls through. Busy weekend for you. CFL, of course, has 3 games in action. The Elks are guaranteed when they play next to remain in first place in the entire CFL with a record of 6-1. Saskatchewan and Winnipeg currently at 4-2. Winnipeg is playing 2-4 Calgary tonight. Then BC, who've only played 5 games thus far, but they will play. They host Toronto on Saturday, and then Hamilton taking on the 5-1 Montreal Alouettes, who will look to keep pace with Edmonton. Of course, Edmonton owns the tiebreaker right now because they defeated Montreal early this season. And those two teams meet up. Like, the Elks are right in the thick of a real tough part of their schedule. You got Saskatchewan, then they take on Montreal. And so it's a great test to see where your team is at. And that's what you want at times, is you want to test yourself and see where they're at. It is the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website where 100% of the revenue stays right here in the province at PlayAlberta.ca. We got some text. Hey, Gregor, be prepared for a sermon when you go to Jelly Roll. He's over the top talking religion. Really turn me off of him. Oh, man, are you serious? I really hope that's not like... I'll tell you, hey, man, I went to church growing up. I thought it was great. In our family, religion was not something that was hammered home to you. There was like, oh, my God, everything is the gospel and everything is 100% accurate. It was not like it was conversations, and you ask questions. And, hey, I've always said this, I don't care if you're religious or not. If you by the 10 Commandments, you got a pretty good standing basis point. Right? Let's not kill each other. Don't hate each other. Don't lie, don't steal. Like, some pretty basic things. Be a good human. At the end of the day, be a good human. And I find now some of the fundamentalists just go way, way overboard on that. So hopefully that's not the case tonight.
The story of Jelly Roll, like, he was in prison for a long time.
Yeah.
If you're in prison and you're an extremely large man with a sword tattooed on your face, and you're like, one day you'll be in Edmonton singing at the arena, it's a pretty crazy story.
No, it's like, that part of it's awesome. And I'm sure maybe you try to find God to whatever, clean yourself of your past sins. Who knows what it is? And if that allowed you to survive, awesome. I have no problem. Be as religious as you want. Don't tell other people that they have to do it. That's the part where I just don't really get it.
He couldn't even travel, I'm reading here, internationally until late 2025 after he received a full pardon from the governor of Tennessee after years of advocacy and charitable work.
Well, there you go. All right.
He's arrested 40 times.
40?
Yeah.
Slow learner. Well, he's probably, you know what? He's obviously got some trauma. Something's happened to you what did he get arrested for? Like theft?
I'm just looking here. It seems like he was not actually incarcerated for one long time. It was several years spread over multiple sentences. So it must be petty crime to some degree.
Still though, man.
Aggravated robbery.
Anybody who's been to jail and got out, good for you. Like, hopefully you did your time. That's something I would never want to experience.
If he was your cellie, though, and he was like, I'm going to be a singer one day, I'd be like, okay, Jelly Roll.
Well, was this guy singing in the, keeping everybody, was he performing in
jail? He must
have
been.
Who knows? Maybe. Hey, guys, supposedly Jelly Roll does a lot of really good covers. All right, we'll see. I'm always intrigued by it. We did get a lot of great answers for first concert you've ever seen. We'll list some of them. Corey Hart, Boy in the Box Tour. Oh, that's a classic 80s reference from J-Dog. I like it. Now, let's get to a roundtable brought to you by Action Electrical. Take action on your savings. You've been thinking about it? Think no longer. Take action. And you can get solar on your home, or even better, on your commercial building, and you can qualify for lots of great federal rebates and grants. They'll walk you all through it. actionelectrical.ca. net as I think as Connor Halley out of the gate on a Friday. Con man, what's up?
Yeah, I mean, just going to stick with this whole LeBron James discussion. Obviously, the debate about the legacy of King James has been ongoing and what it's going to be. You look back at it, there's only 4 players who have won 3 NBA championships with 3 different teams. Robert Horry did it with the Rockets, Lakers, Spurs. Danny Green, Lakers, Spurs, Raptors. And then John Sally with the Pistons, Lakers, Bulls, LeBron, Lakers, Cavs, Heat. There's the common denominator, the LA Lakers. I want to ask all of you guys and just your thoughts on if he were to win a championship with Philadelphia, how much more does that add to his legacy, becoming the first player to win with 4 separate organizations, even doing so probably in a lesser role because he's not going to be the guy he once was. I'll just put it on a scale of 1 to 10. How much do you think this improves, impacts, changes LeBron James' legacy going forward and how he's looked back upon with his outstanding career?
So 4 different teams he would have won it with.
Yes.
That's insane. Like, to me, the longevity of LeBron James is mind-boggling, but the fact that you can recombine that many times, I would say that adds a lot to his legacy, personally.
I think he's the second greatest player of all time. I think no matter what happens in Philly, he will stay the second greatest player of all time. I don't think, barring something miraculous at the age of 42, I don't think there's anything he can do to put him ahead of Jordan for me. I think he's the second best player of all time. Like, maybe that changes down the road with Wemby or some 4-year-old kid right now who we don't know about. But nothing he does in Philadelphia, unless it's like some unbelievable 4-year four-peat, is going to jump him as the number 1 GOAT.
I would agree. I'm also like, it's only in the last years everybody talks about legacy. Oh, what's the most people don't even remember, they forget, right? Everyone gets mad. I can't believe this guy left, and then he retires. Oh my God. I mean, it's so great. Like, everybody overreacts to it in the moment. LeBron's had a fantastic career. He's had a long career. You know what? He's going to add more points to his career. It's just going to make it harder for someone to beat him in the all-time points. But he's not in his peak years. Longevity, to me, doesn't push you up the rankings of greatness. He's already right near the top, sitting on the second rung. It's a pretty good rung to be on.
I agree with you guys. Like, I mean, I would be very impressed if he were to do it. And kind of like Declan says, this doesn't change anything for me with what they've done. They're both, like, when it comes to he versus Michael Jordan, I think the detractors will always say, well, you know, Jordan didn't go anywhere. He won. He didn't run from anyone. He didn't have to go build these super teams. He just won. Happened to play with some very good players and some great coaches. But yeah, to me, it'll improve it. But I still have him just kind of that notch below Michael Jordan.
I was also going to go LeBron direction, but I'll switch it up since we've hammered that home pretty well in the last couple minutes here. Cody Fajardo, following last game, shoots into my top 3 MOP rankings. I think it's him. I give Tyson Philpott a lot of credit for what he's done, and I think it's Davis Alexander. But I think for the first 6 games of the Elks season, I think we had Justin Rankin as kind of the team's MOP, deservedly so. I think Cody Fajardo has overtaken him as obviously the team's MOP, and like I said, I have him top 3 in my league-wide MOP rankings. Granted, there's 3 more games to play this week, but still.
I don't mind that. I mean, I think Cody Fajardo all season has been very good, completing over 71% of his passes. Really, outside of the game against BC, it was 3 interceptions he threw. You take that game away, even like lower just a little bit. He's still got 13 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. He's been great. He's been making really good decisions. I will say, I mean, I think the running game that they stuck with it last night and still got Justin Rankin his 12 carries. I love that. You can't totally go away from it. You're just going to be giving you're showing your cards to the defense, and they're going to just protect the pass. Keeping that balance is great, and I know Rankin's going to get his in the future games here. But for Cody Fajardo to take advantage of the breaks in the defense and make the throws and start to find new receivers, like what TJ Luther did last night, I thought was outstanding. Coming out party for him. We've seen it from Cephas already. We know what Austin Mack can do. You're starting to see these guys really grow with him, and I would expect that that trust only grows and that confidence only grows. And Cody Fajardo also has confidence and continues to do what he does. So yeah, I mean, it's one game that kind of maybe leapfrogs him over Rankin, and that can change next week against Saskatchewan if Rankin busts off one of his big games. But for the time being, Deck, I will not argue with you. I think that was just a really good performance by Fajardo, and kind of cool it being on a Thursday night where, hey, there was the only ticket in town. If you're watching CFL, you were watching that game, and it was an amazing game.
Yeah, like up until last night, no one would have had Cody Fajardo as the MOP of the Elks. So I don't think one game. It was a great game. I don't think one game can change that for me. Now if it continues on, 100%. And that's why, I think until you get to 80% of a season, no one should ever talk about the MVP race, the MOP race in any league. It's like my biggest. You see people doing it at the quarter pole. Oh, here's the leader of the Hart Trophy. To me, it creates fake outrage. Oh, well, why is it my guy? It's 25 games. You have no idea what's going to happen in the next 3 quarters of the season. So what are we doing? You're not even a halfway point of the season. You know what? Nathan Rourke's gone down with an injury. Caleros has gone down with an injury. I really hope no one else. Bo Levi Mitchell's gone down. Look at the start Bo Levi Mitchell was having until he got hurt. So there's so many things that can do it. Fajardo had an unbelievable game. And to me, that's what it was. This offense, now the passing game has slowly, progressively got better. I will say that. And last night took it to a new level. Now, I'm not expecting 500 passing yards every night, but are they going to be a threat down the middle and over the top more regularly? If they are, watch out, because then teams are going to have to abandon the box a little bit more, which will then open it up for Justin Rankin. And that just makes your team better.
I'm only about a year and a half into paying attention to the Elks very closely, returning to it from when I was a kid. I can't say whether he's the MVP or not, but it strikes me what a different team they are this year versus last year with Ford, right? Like they strike me as an entirely different team on the field in the offense. And there's a lot more good things happening, whether that's him on his own, whether that turns into an MVP, we'll have to see. But I think he's playing very good football.
Oh yeah. Well, like he said, he thought that was the farthest pass he's thrown in his career. Right. To Keon Julian Grant last night. And which was interesting because I thought maybe the throw to Mac was farther, where Mac had to reach out, but maybe not. I have to go back and watch it again. But that was that was from Cody. He would know. These guys know everything about their career. So if he's saying it's the longest, I'll believe him. And because he doesn't have a reputation of being a huge gunslinger. It's not Davis Alexander. But I did like, because I think it's harder if you always have to be an offense that relies on 8-play, 10-play, 12-play drives to score a touchdown. Having a quick strike offense in your arsenal now it lowers the pressure on your team. It also allows you at times to have a 2-and-out. Like, look at the first quarter. The Elks scored on their first drive, and it was a methodical, almost like surgeon-like drive down the field. They were excellent. I think they were 4 for 4 on second down. And they scored. And then their next 2 series of the first quarter, they went 2-and-out. And no one even remembers it. So because, well, first of all, you're not going to score and you're not going to drive down the field in every drive, usually. But when you can have big play capabilities later on where it's like, 2 plays, 84 yards and a touchdown, it just makes more exciting for your team.
Oh, I tend to totally agree.
833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. We got some, hey boys, Def Leppard, Coliseum, 1983. Oh, I like this one. Honeymoon Suite and Haywire in Prince George, BC. There we go. Hey guys, I saw the Misfits at the Polish Hall from Inspector Trap. Oh.
Remember how the old Rexall Place had the concerts photos all around the concourse level?
Yeah.
The Def Leppard photo in my mind, I was like, man, I wish I was alive in those days. Like, it looked electric.
Dude, I saw Def Leppard when they had the Molson Canadian Rocks tour.
Oh, I remember that.
And so you saw them in the private. You didn't know who it was. You just show up, and there was like 500 people, and it was then Thunderdome, which is now Goose Looney, and it was like a private show. It was unreal.
Did you just say Thunderdome is now Goose Looney's?
Well, Goose Looney's and Thunderdome, and now it's closed. Like now it's like somebody had a party there recently.
Ryder and Lisa got married at Union Hall.
Oh, did they?
They said it felt like it was 2004. They reactivated the whole thing.
Oh, that's classic.
It's great.
Hey, boys, front row seats. Aerosmith, the 16-year-old. I should have retired from concerts after that one from Jeff. Well, that's a pretty good first one.
I've never been front row to a concert.
Me neither.
I'd love to.
Yeah, I'm trying to like. I'm not sure I've ever been on the floor for a concert. I don't think I have.
I haven't either.
No. So, because if you're like row 30 on the floor, is it still a good seat? Or do you have to be tall so you can see over the people? Because if everybody's standing up, can you still see? I'm just curious. I don't know. I've never been on the floor for a concert. I have no idea.
I'm always jealous of the people like in the first 2 rows when you see concerts on TV, and the people who are in the front, they're like, this is the favorite band of all time. I know every word. I'd love to be that person.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Now that I say that, that's wrong. I got free tickets given to me in the last row on the floor for, oh God, Rod. Why am I forgetting his last name? Old guy. Rod Stewart. But now that was not like there's no mosh pit, right? Like it wasn't that crazy of a concert, but he was, I could not believe how good he was in concert and how many unbelievable songs he had. And the guy was like 70 and he was on stage, and I learned like he was a huge soccer fan. And so part of it, he's on stage and he would like drop kick balls into the second deck at Rexall, like pound them. He was an entertainer. Like I couldn't believe but his playlist at his concert was unreal to me. I could not believe how good it was. I'm just like, this is a Rod Stewart song. This is a Rod Stewart song. And he was just killing it. And I saw him 2 days after seeing Kings of Leon, I'll just say worst concert I've ever seen live in my life. You couldn't pay me. I'd never go see them again.
When Drake opened up Rogers Place, that was the most conflicted I've been in the last 15 years.
He was the first concert there.
Because I wanted to go I wanted to see opening night with the Oilers as the first time in the arena. But I also love Drake so much. So my compromise to myself was I wore a hoodie to the arena and pulled it down and looked down at the ground. So I didn't take in Ford Hall. I didn't take in the concourse. I was with my sister. She kind of led me like I was blind in my seat. And I just I want to watch Drake. I don't want to take in the whole thing. I want to just have.
So he played before a game was played?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't remember that.
It was an awesome show.
Hey guys, ABBA played their first ever concert in North America in Edmonton. My first concert was fantastic.
Really?
What? Hey man, Edmonton's had some unreal concerts here. ABBA's first concert in North America was in Edmonton? Seems crazy. Wonder if Baby Struds was there. Who knows? God, Matt, if that is actually true, Cons, you look that up. But if that is actually true, and I'm not doubting you, Northside Lou, but sometimes our memory, we think it's true, but it might not be true. Or someone told you that was the case, so we believe it. Imagine if Struddy realized that ABBA's first ever appearance was in North America in Edmonton, and he didn't go.
I just looked it up. It's true. ABBA's first concert in North America was September 13th, 1979.
Lou, there you go. Well, Struddy was young though, so he's not old enough yet. But he'll probably be sad to know that they were here and he wasn't.
An interesting piece of history is why they chose Edmonton rather than starting in New York or Los Angeles. Their management believed Canada, especially Western Canada, had embraced ABBA earlier than the U.S. Beginning the tour in Edmonton gave them a supportive market to work out the show before heading to the States.
Strategic.
Smart.
I like it. So there you go. Look at Northside Lou, one of the first to ever see ABBA in North America. Said it was an unreal concert. How could it not be, man? I've got on my playlist, I've got like 6 or 7 of ABBA songs. Even my son's just like, geez, Dad, these songs are pretty catchy. I'm like, oh yeah, buddy. They got some good ones. Like Waterloo might be my favorite song from ABBA.
It would be mind-blowing to go to an early ABBA concert where you weren't expecting maybe how great they were of showmen.
Probably. Yeah. Let us take a quick break. When we come back, a big week for one NHL team. A few guys locked up. We'll discuss it next on The Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Hey, hon, I'm getting expressions and images to frame my hockey card collection in the man cave.
Perfect. I'll come with you and bring our wedding photos. For sports memorabilia and family treasures, think Expressions and Images, your local custom framer since 91. You name it, we frame it.
The Bricks 55th Birthday Bash continues with big savings store-wide. Save on furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics. Plus, take 55 months to pay with 0% interest on furniture and mattresses. Or 36 months on appliances and electronics on approved credit. Find up to 30% off bedroom packages, up to 40% off select mattresses. And don't forget, you could be one of 275 winners with over $155,000 in prizes to be won. Hurry in. The Birthday Bash ends July 29th at The Brick. saving you more.
Experience West of Mabu, the 5-piece Celtic band, and the Celtic Ceilidh Dance Academy as Sherlock Holmes Pub presents the Family Ceilidh on the K97 stage at the Sherwood Park Highland Gathering, Saturday night at 6 in Broadmoor Lake Park. Tickets at sphg.ca.
Not sure where to turn? Remember 211, the number to contact for mental health, addiction, and community supports. It's free, confidential, and available 24/7. 211 Alberta. One number, countless connections.
A message from the Government of Alberta.
Your co-op grow team are your local experts because we live here too. Our agronomic specialists stay up to date with the latest research and technology to help support your entire farm operation. As your crops fill and mature, we're here to help you assess crop health, manage pre-harvest applications, and make informed decisions for a successful harvest. Co-op, we're all growing together. Here for your farm, here for your family. Talk to your co-op grow team today.
Lux Windows was founded in 1969 with 5 people and a dream. 55 years later, our team of experts cares a whole lot about building and installing the best possible windows and doors. Because Lux is not just an Alberta-made product. We're one big Alberta-made family. Everything we are is windows and doors. A company born and bred and made in Alberta.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, jersey barriers and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned. Over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by UL. Helping you finish your electrical project is their goal. From pot lights to electrical panels, the gear you need is at ul.ca or in person at one of their Edmonton area locations. ul.ca, your partners in power.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
.427. We're learning a lot on the show today. It's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca, where it is your one-stop shop. Casino, sports, live dealer, lottery, instance, and more, all in one place. Check it out at PlayAlberta.ca. And we have the Jason Gregor Show odds boost specials for you. Got a little pass happy one with some CFL passing yards, the MLB triple play, and the drought ends. Check out what that one is at PlayAlberta.ca and look up the Jason Gregor Show. So we learned that ABBA's first ever concert in North America was in Edmonton in September of 1979. And also that Kiss, their first ever concert outside of the U.S., was at a Nate Cabaret in around 1974. That's from Skaggs. Oh, nice. Well, he's old enough. He was probably there. But that didn't surprise me, man. Oh, it's just a different world now sometimes, you think. But Edmonton's had a lot of great things happen here. No doubt about that. Including last night's, if you like great entertainment, Elks game last night. Top of the list. It's one of the most entertaining games you'll see all year long. Absolute shootout between Edmonton and Saskatchewan. Almost 900 passing yards, 8 touchdowns. That game had it all. It was awesome. Awesome. And Cody Fajardo joined us in the first hour. We'll replay that in our final hour of the show today. But first, we are going to get to our NHL report brought to you by Go Auto. If you're looking for a vehicle this weekend, the weather's great. Now's the time. Kick back, do some auto shopping. Go to goauto.ca. They have over 17,000 different vehicles. They will have one for you. Goauto.ca. And avoiding arbitration. That could be a topic for the week, especially if you're the Columbus Blue Jackets, because they have avoided 2 arbitration cases in the span of a few days, as Jet Greaves signs a 3-year deal at $5 million per season yesterday. And today, Cole Sillinger's locked up for 3 years at $4.625 million. Pretty solid deals on both fronts, I would think. Aaron Portzline, no one better to talk about the Blue Jackets than Porty. Covers him for The Athletic. Joins us again. Aaron, my man, how you doing?
Gregor, I'm doing great. I have 3 things to say before we even get started here. Chiquitita is a beautiful song.
Yeah.
If you love ABBA and you like sort of folk rock music, give a band from Sweden, First Aid Kit, a listen to.
Okay.
Yeah. And when I was in Stockholm, I went to the ABBA Museum.
Oh, buddy, I hear that is unreal.
And the clothes didn't fit, but you can put the clothes on that they wore in some shows. So have a few salads and head over.
Somewhere Jason Strudwick right now is feverishly typing in flights to Sweden just so he could wear their clothes. Oh my God. That right there is that is like you porn for Struds right there for sure. He would be
glad to help.
Excited. Yeah. Hey, Porty. Yeah. Well, yeah. If suddenly Struddy's on his ABBA kick again, we have you to blame. Hey, Blue Jackets fans should be pretty happy. Jet Greaves at $5 million for 3 years. Yeah. Let's start there. Like that's a stunning good. Now it's good for him. It's $15 million, but that's a stunning good deal when you consider how much the cap's going up here in the near future.
I think it is too. And this is one I thought was going to go to arbitration. They've never been to arbitration with the player. I understood how difficult this one could be because from the club's perspective, he's done it for 1 year. I mean, they could make that argument. He's actually never looked out of place in the NHL, even in lighter use in previous seasons. He's top 10 in a lot of really big categories just in his first full season. And this doesn't figure into arbitration, but he might be Canada's next international goalie the way things are trending.
Yeah, very possible.
This is a player, I think a lot of times Blue Jackets fly, it's their own fault. They fly under the radar, so people may not be familiar with how good Jet Greaves has been. But not only are his numbers really good, he hasn't had that stretch. He's had some games here and there where you think he could have been better. But he hasn't had that stretch where he's just fighting it for 2 or 3 weeks. Like he's just been so incredibly consistent, which for this team, it hasn't gotten him where they want to be, of course. But in that position, given how volatile and unpredictable Elvis Merzlikins has been, his steadiness has really been a benefit. So I thought it would have started with a 6, especially if they started buying UFA years. So yeah, good deal for the club. And you know what? Jet has undrafted, has never made more than $812,000 in a season. So this is a big day for him. He's a great story. He's everything that they've put in front of him, he's gobbled up and excelled at, even when people maybe questioned whether he could or not. And he still gets questions. Is he a number one? He's 5'11", 6 feet tall. So those are probably never going to go away, but a big day for him. And it's good for the club to have him set.
Yeah, that lock him up. And then they also get Cole Sillinger 3 years at $4.625 million. So they, Columbus has boatloads of cap space if they want to use it here moving forward. Where do you come out? Like the Werenski thing, is that kind of put to bed now? Is the talk there for a while? Is that done? You think like he's locked in here on 2 years? And what do you think the chances are he signs after that?
Well, let me say this first too. They do have cap space, but they also have Adam Fantilli to sign.
Right.
So they're probably going to be over 100. So within probably 3 million of the cap.
Okay.
So still some money to spend. The Werenski thing is I think it's definitely calmed down. I mean, that was the story of the league for about 10 days there. Best I can tell, there was never a trade request. There was never an emphatic, direct, I am not going to sign here when my contract is up. But there was a admission that if things don't get better, I won't be re-signing here. In other words, if this thing doesn't keep moving along, easy to forget. Everyone wants it to happen sooner. I totally get it. It's been 26 seasons of mostly, kicks in the teeth here. They've gotten better 4 years in a row, points-wise, standings-wise, all of that stuff. It feels like they're sort of working towards something. That was a kick in the groin for sure. But now that it's settled down, I think what we can say is that Werenski is here, hasn't talked yet. That'll be something to listen to. But if they're out of it at the trade deadline, I think it'll get interesting. If beyond that, if they're in it, they make the playoffs, great. I think next July 1st will be really interesting when he can extend. Does he extend? And if he doesn't, what does the team do with him with a year left on the contract? So I don't think this is a story I think it's a story that's been a bit overplayed and maybe misunderstood, or maybe even intentionally misunderstood by some. But I don't think it's gone, is what I would say. I think it's percolating rather than disappearing.
Okay, going back to Sillinger and his new deal, kind of what's your expectations for him? And now he's still a really young player, right?
Yeah.
And I think that they were. I don't know if they look and say, okay, like, well, obviously last year, but like I look at his goal scoring totals there, and it's gone down every year, right? The last 3 years, 13 to 11 to 8, and last year he played 81 games. Now his point totals pretty much being the same every year, 4 out of 5. Right, 31 to 33 points. So is that who he is? Or like, could this guy become more? And if so, what does he need to do to produce more?
Well, I think this contract says that the team thinks he can be more.
Okay.
I think he was the guy. I did not expect this to go to arbitration. This does not surprise me that there was a settlement. He just isn't the right player for arbitration. Like arbitration is data, right? It's here are my numbers. Here's who I compare with. To appreciate Cole Sillinger is to understand the intangibles, the energy he plays with, the work ethic, the leadership at a young age he provides, all of those things that are hard, maybe impossible to take to write into the brief, without it, ringing empty. So his numbers just don't support a big arbitration claim. And frankly, if I'm surprised that Jet came in where he did, I thought he'd be higher. I thought Cole would be lower on a 3-year deal. But again, when you start buying up UFA years, then that average salary does leap. He's a guy they think is a part of this thing. Like he would be a foundational player for them. And I'm of a belief, if the team feels this way, I would agree with them. I think the goals are going to follow. I think sometimes it gets in his head. I think he had 140 shots on goal last year. He really found a fit on the line with Charlie Coyle and Matthew Olivier. They became a really good third line. And, when you start to evaluate and you start to celebrate a line by everything they score is gravy, and the fact that they don't give up anything and they're hard to play against, that sometimes becomes your identity. I think there's more offense in there with Sillinger. I don't think he's a pure goal scorer. He's not a dangler. He's not a guy that weaves through traffic and scores, but he will stick his beak into traffic. He scores a lot of goals that way. And I think those numbers are going to climb. I think the club agrees.
Okay. What's an ideal? Like, where do you see him playing?
I mean, it's all on pencil at this point, pencil and paper, but I would say Sillinger from left to right, Sillinger, Cole, Charlie Coyle, and Matthew Olivier is probably the third line at the start of camp, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Okay. Aaron Portsline joins us. Columbus got Jed Greaves. They also got Sillinger. Now, you go back to Fantilli, and you look at Fantilli from that draft class, and obviously Bedard has signed. Obviously, the offer sheet came in, and now Fantilli was the third pick in that draft. And, Leo Carlsson has played 201 games. Fantilli's played 213. Fantilli has 67 goals. Carlsson has 61 goals. Fantilli has 140 points. Carlsson has 141 points. Now, I don't think he's getting $18 million by any stretch of imagination, but and Bedard's getting, I think Bedard's kind of set the new standard because you can't really compare anything to offer sheets. So is Fantilli 12? Is he 13? What do you think he is?
I would bet 13.5, depending upon the term. I think it's going to be a 5-year deal.
Okay.
So you're buying up a couple years of UFA in there. That would be my guess. If I were to guess today, I'd say 5 by 13 or 5 by 13.5. And I think it's close to getting done, by the way. He's in Italy right now. It's past midnight there. So I was going to say he's probably staring across the Amalfi Coast. waiting for his deal to settle. But I think early next week is when the real push comes on. There's nothing. The other guys are out of the way now. The arbitration hearings. Listen, these guys. One thing I think Verbeek has taken some heat. Waddell has taken some heat for not getting these guys signed last year when they could, and for not getting them signed this year before July 1st. I think one thing we're learning, though, is these high-end guys, they're not signing before July 1st. Yeah. Like they're using that leverage, and they should. Carlson was right. You couldn't get them to the table. The Blue Jackets wanted to meet with agents at the scouting combine and get working on this, and they were told, we're not ready to talk yet, right? Like they're sitting there, and then when Carlson gets the offer sheet, people are waiting to see, well, what if the Flyers don't get him? You mentioned his numbers are up, or don't get Carlson. His numbers are about the same, Fantilli's are. Do they turn to him? So during that stretch, I'm not sure Fantilli was too excited to talk about an extension. It's not that he wants out of Columbus. It's not that he doesn't want the money, but why not open yourself up to 32 teams instead of just one? And I think that sort of thinking has really changed the game. The Blue Jackets maybe were wise. I don't know if it was by choice, but Bedard almost brought the argument back to reality for Fantilli a little bit. Well, if Carlson's worth 18, what is this guy worth? And by Bedard taking 15, I think now you can safely or reasonably say that Fantilli should be a 13-5 guy.
Okay.
That's my point.
And if I'm looking at their cap space, so if he comes in at 13, then they probably got about $1.5 million, but then they got too many bodies signed, so somebody else.
Lundstrom's injured, so he won't start the season.
Yeah. Isaac, how long is he out for?
Probably November, December. Achilles rupture early in summer.
Oh,
second time.
Yeah. Oh God, he'll be out a long time then. That is
right.
Now, what about their back end? We mentioned Werenski. You got Provorov. You got Damon Severson.
Yeah.
Is Fabro top 4? Is Matejchuk ready? Who's going to be their top 4?
Matejchuk, top 10 in the league at even strength goals last year. I think he had 13 overall. He is for sure top 4. So they're top 4. They feel like they found a fit with Severson and Werenski on the top pair. And then Provorov, Matejchuk, 2 lefties on the second pair. And Matejchuk played on the left side last year as a rookie. He played both in Moose Jaw, easy for me to say, and had success with it. Said he doesn't really care, so he may switch over to the right side this side. But there's your top 4, and then that third pairing is probably Fabro Goodbranson with Jake Christensen in the battle for 6-7. I'm not sure Goodbranson plays every night, but he is back as the heavy guy back there.
Aaron Portsline joins us. One last one, Aaron. You look at that division, and Carolina's the defending champs. They're obviously pretty good. Washington has made a lot of really good moves, I think, in the offseason, and they're huge. Then you got Pittsburgh, and you got Philly, and you've got Columbus, and you got the Rangers, and you got the Island. Like this is, what do you make of the Blue Jackets and where they stand in that division, and the opportunity for them potentially to finally, push upwards and get into a playoff spot. Like they were 5th in their division last year and, 6 points out of the playoffs. And it just down the stretch again seems to be like them and Detroit have really kind of faltered at times down the stretch for the last few years.
It's the bug. Yeah. It's one of those things where they looked up at the scoreboard and were like, oh my God, like, can we do this? And then they got nervous. They just couldn't play. They froze. I think the Metro is a bear. I mean, what do we make of the Devils? Like, to me, there's so many teams like that where you're like, they should be pretty good. They should be better than they are. Are we expecting them to be better than they are? The Rangers, I think, are going to get better. I still think there's some question marks there. I'm not sure. There's a bunch of teams, I think, that have a shaded question mark next to them. Pittsburgh. I was high on Pittsburgh last year to make the playoffs. I mean, at some point they're going to get old, aren't they? Aren't they?
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, when does that hit? I think Dubas has done a nice job of sort of turning it over on the fly, but there's only so much you can do with those legacy players there. So, Listen, I think Columbus can hang. I think certainly you've got to pick Carolina as the favorite. I think Columbus can hang with those teams. I think the big question for this team right now, and people, when you start a rebuild, that's the easiest part is deciding to start it.
Yeah.
There's third and fourth years. It's the staying patient. They need Kent Johnson to awaken, to get back to who he was the previous year. They need Dmitry Voronkov to finally be able to play all 80 games like he plays the first 30. There's so many young guys there. I'd even put Sillinger in there, who can take a reasonable improvement step that Sean Monahan is due to have a bounce back season after a not very good year. Injuries riddled him. But there's a ton of potential here that needs to be realized. They're wise, I think. It's not easy because people are clamoring for more. Yeah. They added Valeri Nichushkin, who probably becomes their best forward. There's some risk there we all know about. But there's some real potential for growth here among the forward group, especially, where I think if they can bottle that stretch they found under Rick Bowness when he first got here last year, they could be a team that surprises some people.
Aaron, as always, man, great stuff. Enjoy the off season, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Go. That's Aaron Portzline from The Athletic in Columbus. Nobody covers the Blue Jackets better than Porty. Quick break. We'll come back. We got 5 questions and more. It's the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and elsewhere. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Those of you listening on TuneIn or on Radio Player, thanks very much for taking us with you. And we'll return on the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Experience the home ice advantage with your window coverings. Novo Blinds provides factory direct pricing and fast turnaround on roller, zebra, blackout, drapery, and motorized blinds. Book a free in-home consultation at novoblinds.ca. Thinking of growing your business? In partnership with Prairie's Can, the Alberta Chambers of Commerce is helping businesses explore new opportunities, new markets, and build connections through organized trade missions across Canada. Find the right mission for you at abchamber.ca/trade mission.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is the #1 air conditioning install company for lovers, because it's been a while since you kissed her tender lips or felt his warm embrace, because it's too hot for love. But you can rekindle that fire with AC from Legacy with no payments and no interest for 1 year. Your legacy of love will grow stronger, because with AC from Legacy, it's never too hot for love.
Say hello to Alberta's home for reeling and dealing. With Play Alberta, you can spin into the excitement of popular slots like Cash Eruption and Desert Fantasy. Experience Alberta-exclusive games and get in on the action of live dealer tables with all new elevated stakes. However you prefer to play, the fun is ready when you are. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
It's dollar drink summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees at participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the 2 best names in the boots business.
It's finally time to escape your 4 walls and see where your 4 wheels can take you. Sherwood Honda helps you head out on the road the way you want to, with the right vehicle, including freedom-seeking SUVs that give you the versatility to drive where, when, and how you want to. It sure would do some good to get out and stretch your horizons, and sure would be easier with Sherwood Honda.
Portions of this hour brought to you by 01 Hockeyology, Edmonton's home for elite hockey development, skating analysis, performance assessment, and year-round training at West Edmonton Mall. Elite hockey development at 01.ca. That's ZERONE.ca.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
$4.50. How are you? Jason Gregor, Juan Gretz, Connor Halley, Declan Kruger on a busy Friday afternoon. All of you concert goers tonight and tomorrow down at Commonwealth for Post Malone and Jelly Roll. Have a good time. Hopefully it's fun. Be smart. Be safe. Be respectful. How about that? No fights at the concert, please. Should all be cheering, hugging, whatever you have to do. Celebrate the Elks. Sure. There you go. The Gregor Show is always brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. It's time for 5 questions. 5 questions for Anglophones. Brought to you by The Brick. They are set. They'll be partying this weekend. It's their 55th birthday. You got a few days left. You could enter in. They are giving away over $155,000 in prizes. Stop in at The Brick. Get in on the great deals all weekend at The Brick. Brick.com.
It's time for 5 questions on the Jason Gregor Show.
All right, guys, if you had to pick one, what would be the biggest takeaway from the Elks' big win last night in Saskatchewan?
I was amazed in the post-game footage how jubilant the room seemed to be. And it seems to me that this team is like really playing for each other at this point. And to me, that's the biggest takeaway. I'd watched the dressing room footage last year. Obviously, they weren't winning as much. It was a lot more subdued. But this team seemed pretty on the wagon together. Like, it's impressive to see.
Easiest takeaway for me is that the Elks can attack in the seams and they can go over the top and they can do it repeatedly. Now, that's the style that Saskatchewan plays, and Saskatchewan is not a juggernaut defensively, but I don't care. It shows you can do it. So now that they know they can do it, I hope we see them go after it more. If that's the weakness of the team, or even if it's a strength sometimes, but I think eventually the more you do that, the more it's going to open up the run game.
Question number 2 for you guys so far in the season. Great start for the Elks. If you had to, and I know it's only, a few weeks into the season, who would be your top 3 team MVPs? 1 through 3.
Gregor hates predictions, but you get to give 3 here. I don't think this is that controversial. Rankin, Fajardo, maybe Austin Mack. That'd be my 3.
Well, dude, then the number 1 ranked defense. You don't have one defender on the team? What kind of garbage is that?
I'm only 1 year into Elks Nation.
There you go. To me, I'm going to I'll go Fajardo because Rankin's had kind of 3 games where it hasn't done much. So I'll go Fajardo. Not necessarily number 1, though. Joel DeBlanco, he might be my number 1. Joel DeBlanco has had an unreal year. And I know that if people just look at stats, they'll disagree with me. But Malik Carney has been phenomenal on the D-line. The stats are starting to come. But if you look at what he does and all the disruptions he's done, he's had a great year for them defensively.
Man, if Tyler Alford could hold on to the ball, too, he'd have a few more picks.
Oh, God, yeah. And you know what? An honorary pick to Blanchard because he's had a great year for them. Like, the guy's been money. Missed 1 field goal. That's it. And then you throw in a 57-yarder for the game winner. He's been pretty damn good.
Question number 3 for you. NFL camp's getting going a lot this weekend. Rookie camp's already going. We've already had our first season-ending injury down in Carolina. Sorry, that was the wrong question. Number 3. Let's not skip this one. What NFL or NHL team has had the best improvement this offseason?
Well, my brain tells me that it's the Washington Capitals, Connor, but my heart tells me it's the Edmonton Oilers, the local team, who I think actually did a good job this offseason, all things considered.
Yeah, well, it's hard not to go with Washington just because of Tuck and Caillou. Like, they've had lots of really good players. And the other one that I would say I don't mind what the Rangers have done. Dorofia, Bjorkstrom, Marcus Pettersson, and Sean Dursey. It's pretty solid.
Okay, now number 4. NFL camp's underway.
The great part is, you could have just kept going. No one would have known that you numbered them in a different order.
I think Wanye might have judged me, though. I wanted to make sure I got this in the right order for him.
Thank you.
Which NFL training camp has you guys the most intrigued?
Well, I saw Shadur Sanders lifting dumbbells like they were popsicle sticks this morning. And I thought, ooh, I'm interested to see how Cleveland blows it this year because he looks ready to go. So that to me is the most interesting team.
Wow. How can I not be intrigued by Myles Garrett going to L.A. for the Rams? They also got Trent McDuffie, but I think it's more Myles Garrett. And now, does he entice Donald out of retirement? Dum, dum, dum. So I'll say the Rams.
Did you guys see the Rams' new jerseys?
They look good, buddy. I think they look really good. I know you don't like them because they're your rival, but I think that I think those jerseys look pretty good.
I like the all whites. The yellow, I don't know. I hate the Chargers yellows as well. So it's even.
See, I like the yellow better than the white one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the white one kind of looks to me like the Detroit Lions.
Kind of. Final question for you guys. Today is National Tequila Day. Tater mentioned that. I'm going to take you back to your prime. You're going out. Is tequila in your top 3 shots? If so, what are the other 2? And if not, what were your top 3 shots?
My prime, hey? Like, I'm not in it right now like LeBron James. Well, back in the day at the Pint, there used to be an hour of the night where people would say, don't go near Wanye. He's got Jack Daniels eyes. Because I just order everybody Jack Daniels and give them to them and force them to drink it because I love Jack Daniels. But I only love it at a certain point in the night when I'm looking to really dial it in. Number 2, straight vodka with a splash of cran for color, like a Russian sailor in town on leave. And then I like mezcal, which isn't necessarily a shot you shoot.
Mezcal?
Yeah, tequila's cousin.
That is, it's hardcore.
That's my time in Mexico.
It's hardcore. Well, Jaeger for sure. That's our. That's usually our choice. That's where the frying pan got invented. Just still, any of our youngsters listening, you having people over, just pull out a frying pan. Put the shot glasses in the frying pan. You can all thank me later because it's the greatest thing ever.
When I first saw you bring out the frying pan, I was like, is he making us eggs at this point? We were about to leave for the bar. The frying pan is a key innovation in mass shot technology.
Oh, you know what? It's like it just protects you from having to clean. That's what's great about it too. It's awesome. But in my prime, oh man, you know what's funny? Like I couldn't drink a lot of beer, but I could do a lot of shots. I like shooters. I never loved tequila straight, but probably my favorite shooter, which was terrible, was a Rocky Mountain Bear Bleeper. And it had a mixture of tequila and Sambuca and Southern Comfort. It was not necessarily great, but my buddies hated it, so that's why I liked it.
Tabasco too, if I recall?
No. Tabasco was a Prairie Fire.
Prairie Fire.
Yeah, Prairie Fire. No, thanks. I was not good at hot. And just going back in time simply because it was easy and you used to do it all the time. Mainly, because you'd maybe buy shots with some girls. The electric popsicle. It's a classic. So easy. Like, it's just like, I do these all night. It's like juice.
I remember being at my 19th birthday in this very mall and going to Juice on Bourbon Street. And they lined up shooters for me on the bar. And I was like, watch this. And I just tried to I thought I was in National Lampoons or something. I don't know what I thought. And I just started pounding back all these shots. And the boys had to carry me out like an animal on safari that they'd shot.
Yes. Oh,
Good time.
That wouldn't have ended well. Would not have ended well.
Those were Prairie Fires.
Yeah. Oh, Prairie Fires are brutal, man. Like, no thanks. It was never I could probably do it better now because but when I was young, dude, I could not. I had the weakest taste buds. I couldn't handle anything really hot. So now, I'm still not anything great at it, but definitely have started to put a few more spices on food and stuff. But Prairie Fires. But I will say this: Livingston got me into good tequila, and I'm telling you, when you have a good tequila, and we had some here the other week on the show with on Thursday with Dave from Sherbrooke. A good tequila, now that I've had good tequila, now obviously it would be pretty expensive. And I had one really good tequila shot. Well, no, that's not true. Multiple in my life once. I won the 50-50 at a charity golf tournament. And it was like $400, but still it's like $400, man, that's unreal. And we went to Julio's Barrio on White Ave, and we're sitting in the bar, and a few of the buddies, there was 4 of us there, and and I just said, hey man, I go to the guy and said, hey, I want to buy some shots. It's, get his, what's a good one? He goes, well, what do you want to spend? I'm like, I'm thinking, how expensive could a good tequila shot be? And he's like, okay, I'll get you one of our best tequilas. I'm like, all right. And with the four of it, and the guys at tequila, I'm like, what are you doing? Tequila sucks. He goes, no, this guy says it's unreal. So he did it. And dude, it was the best shooter I've ever had in my life. $80 for 4 of them. And that was in like the early 2000s. But because we had won, I was like, let's do another shot anyway. So yeah, 2 rounds of $160 in like the early 2000s. It's like free money though. It's kind of how you looked at it.
I went golfing one time in Mexico City, and I went to the clubhouse afterwards, and I came back from the washroom and I'd sat down and they'd ordered 3 tequilas for our group. So I shot it like a shooter, like a gentleman. The look on the guys' faces I was golfing with, they're like, what did you just do? I'm like, well, what do you mean? They're like, why'd you drink it all in one shot? I'm like, that's how we drink tequila in Canada. The guy goes like, what are you drinking for tequila in Canada? I'm like, I don't know, Jose Cuervo Silver. Yeah. They all started laughing. The guy goes, that was $100 shot. And I just knocked it back in one sip.
Yeah, because you're supposed to sip it.
You're supposed good tequila, you do not shoot.
You're not supposed to shoot.
And no ice, no nothing.
Yeah. No, dude, it's good.
I learned the hard way.
Tequila is great. So I like it. Let's get to the Con Man and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Employee pricing on now. You got a week left to get in some sweet deals. Why? Because you pay what they pay. Great deals all across the board. NorthgateGM.com.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Columbus Blue Jackets and RFA Cole Sillinger are agreeing to a 3-year deal worth $13.8 million, avoiding arbitration. The 23-year-old Sillinger had 8 goals, 25 assists, and 81 games last season. Florida and Akira Schmid have avoided arbitration as well, agreeing to a 2-year deal with a $2 million AAV. He was acquired from the Vegas Golden Knights for a 3rd-round pick earlier this offseason. And LeBron James announcing he'll be signing with the Philadelphia 76ers on a 2-year contract for $8 million. Major League Baseball today, Jays are in action, kicking off the series in Boston. First pitch in about 15 minutes. We'll join that game in progress following the Jason Gregor Show. Elsewhere tonight, 2 games underway, just wrapping up. Brewers falling at home to the Rockies by a score of 5-2. Cubbies, Pirates scoreless, as are the Diamondbacks and Nationals. Tigers lead the Royals 2-0 midway through the second. Later on, you get the Padres and the Marlins. White Sox host the Astros, Mariners in Texas. Pirates get the Reds and the Angels in San Francisco. In the CFL, Week 8 rolls on. Bombers and Stamps from Winnipeg. Kickoff set for 6:30. In town, the Riverhawks playing their final regular season homestand. Kelowna in town tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. Tonight gets going at 7 o'clock, and the Stingers in Calgary for the Battle of Alberta. Tip-off 7:30. Coming up in Hour 4 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by Mark Spector of Rogers Sportsnet and Alan Mitchell from the Lowdown with Low Tide. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Day or night, tasting just so right. You can order Oodle Noodle at oodlenoodle.ca, delivering you the news almost right away. Remember, you can order Oodle Noodle at oodlenoodle.ca. So stay on your couch all day and order oodlenoodle.ca. Oodle Noodle.
Your weekend hotspot is at On the Rocks.
Party with Edmonton's best bands every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And we got them all.
From the Varkels to Tallboy, Radioactive, Curves, the Brute Squad, Morningwood, Roxilla, Punch Buggy, and more.
Plus, the guy who keeps the party going.
Great deals all across.
DJ Kenny K on the 1s and 2s live.
Get ready to have a good time this weekend.
Your bar, your party. You're On the Rocks.
On the Rocks.
Just West Ave and 118th.
The Brick's 55th birthday bash continues with big savings store-wide. Save on furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics. Plus, take 55 months to pay with 0% interest on furniture and mattresses, or 36 months on appliances and electronics on approved credit. Find up to 30% off bedroom packages, up to 40% off select mattresses, and don't forget, you could be one of 275 winners with over $155,000 in prizes to be won. Hurry in. The birthday bash ends July 29th at the Brick. Saving you more.
Are you a skilled laborer? All Star Construction wants to talk to you. A heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All-Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All-Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience searching for work, search All-Star Construction on Indeed.
Attention Alberta construction pros. For over 50 years, Japa Equipment Rentals has been your go-to for top-notch equipment and stellar service. Whether you need rentals or expert maintenance, we've got you covered. Stop by our Edmonton or Calgary locations today.
Founded by a former pro motorsports competitor, Evolve Wheels and Tires brings decades of experience in custom wheels, lowering kits, lift kits, and accessories. Visit Evolve Wheels and Tires in West Edmonton, Edmonton's premium wheel specialists. Evolve your ride, evolve your experience.
Does your bank do local? We do. When you bank with Vision Credit Union, you're banking with a rural Albertan cooperative that cares about the community where you live. There's no question. We actively support our rural communities at the local level through charitable donations, volunteerism, local team and event sponsorships, and by returning millions in profit shares to our members every year. Does your bank do that? We do local. Bank with Vision Credit Union. VisionCU.ca.
School's almost out, and road trip season is just around the corner. But if your brakes sound like they're grinding harder than a hockey fourth liner, it might be time to visit Napa Auto Parts. Napa has all the quality parts, tools, and know-how to help keep your vehicle running smoothly and road ready. With over 85 locations in Alberta, visit your local Napa store today or shop online at napacanada.com. That's Napa know-how.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Crystal Glass, your clear choice for residential windows, locally manufactured and installed. Crystal Glass provides a beautiful product and incredible customer services for all of your residential needs. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca for a quote.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Just after 5 o'clock on a positive Friday. Another beautiful day outside. Hope you have big plans for the weekend. Whatever you're doing, make it fun. If you're a green and gold fan, you're in a pretty good mood. The team is 6-1. 6-1. Last year, they won 7 games. The year before that, they won 7 games. The year before that, 4 and 4, and then 3. It's been a long time since this team has had a winning season. You got to go back to 2018. You got to go back to, do you know the last year the Elks had a home playoff game? Home playoff game. Not a road one, not when they won, but a home playoff game.
No.
It was the same year Connor McDavid was drafted. 2015. That was the year the Elks won, well, but then the Eskimos won the Grey Cup. So it's been a while. And right now, at a start of 6-1, it's not a lock yet because 4-2 Saskatchewan, 4-2 Winnipeg, not far behind them. But you've got a pretty big lead on Calgary and BC right now. And I look at it this way: if the Elks go just 5-6 the rest of the way, they would then finish with 11 wins on the season. And in order for Calgary to catch them, Calgary would have to go 9-3 in their final 12 games. BC has 13 games left. They would need to go 11-2. So that's what's so great about a good start. And I'm saying 5-6, not even 500, and you get to 11 wins. So they put themselves in a very good spot. Is the Gregor Show is always presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Alberta's long-time stop for casino, live dealer, a lottery, instant sports, and more. And the Jason Gregor Show odds boost specials. Check it out, PlayAlberta.ca. as it's time now for the Spec Report, brought to you by GS Construction, your underground infrastructure specialist. They specialize in underground infrastructure to make your life more enjoyable with running water, indoor plumbing. They are the grinders of construction. GS Construction. Mark Spector, Roger Sportsnet joins us. Spec, how you doing?
2015 Grey Cup. I was just looking that up. That was a long time ago, man. That was a game against Ottawa.
Yes, it was. I was there when they won in Winnipeg.
Winnipeg. I'm trying to figure out if I was there. I can't remember. Be honest.
I don't think you were. I'm trying. I think you were on the road covering.
Probably covering hockey. Yeah,
you were covering hockey, if my memory serves me correct. Only because I know that you didn't make an appearance at the Spirit of Edmonton. That's how I based on. I can't tell you where the seats in the press were, but I know you weren't the Spirit of Edmonton, which I know meant that you weren't in the city.
That's a fair assessment. If I was there, I'd have been at the Spirit of Edmonton at some point. The FRC suite, the Football Writers of Reporters of Canada suite, for sure. And that's how we remember our Grey Cups, isn't it?
That's fun. A lot of work done in there, man. Lots of work. A lot of problem solved, for sure. Spec, hey, the Edmonton Elks, baby, over the top, on the seams, 500 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. Cody Fajardo, only the 4th quarterback in CFL history to have 500 passing yards or more, 4+ touchdown passes, and no interceptions. Pretty good game.
Pretty good game. That was just such a fun game to watch. And, I think my takeaway from that game, Jason, is they really, really found a way to exploit a defense that was homing in on Rankin, right? A defense that said Rankin's not beating us tonight, and that's what they've been saying to the Elks the last few weeks. We're just going to focus down on number 5. And I thought last night was the first time they used the play action, froze everybody a little bit, and Fajardo got tons of work done over the top. Like, that's how you get to 510 yards. I thought that was a pretty good sign, because if you're trying to defend the Elks on next Saturday, you're probably going to take a little attention away from Rankin, aren't you?
A little bit, but the thing is, that's Saskatchewan. That's been their weakness all year long. Is they've given up a lot of passing yards. Their defense isn't close to the defense that won them the Grey Cup last year. That I think Edmonton exploited the weakness of Saskatchewan. Now they're going to have to counter it. And you're right. If they do that, and maybe they drop more guys in coverage, because they weren't getting much pressure. So if they drop more guys in coverage, they're going to go man-to-man and then try to blitz a linebacker. It'll be very interesting to kind of see how they counter or change what they're going to do. And then conversely, what's Edmonton going to change? Because they're not going to love that they gave up 386 passing yards and 4 touchdowns either, right? Like, it was an old-fashioned shootout at the OK Corral last night, and it's awesome to see. I love it. But I think both teams' defense are going to try to make some adjustments, and that's what's great about the back-to-backs. In football. Hello, NHL. Back-to-backs are good. Just a little note. And I think it just makes it more exciting. The Rider fans travel well. And I do think the Elks win last night in the fashion that Blanchard puts it away. That's going to win some people to want to go to the game on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Blanchard today. He's all of a sudden a very good kicker here. I know he was good last year. He's been great this year. I think he's hit 20 of 21 field goals, and just showed you 2 things last night. 1, he can hit from 57 and with tons of room to spare. Mm-hmm. And 2, the moment's not too big for him, right? Like, that kick in that moment in Regina, at the end of a game, either you win or you lose. There's no in between there. He absolutely came through with a 57-yarder. I tell you what, like 20 of 21 this year, Jay, if I'm his agent and he keeps kicking this well this year, I'm looking for some tryouts down south. What do you think?
Yeah, it's possible. He does have a season-long tied now with Jude McCatney out of Calgary. He also had a 57-yarder, but you look at it Castillo's longest is 56, Lautner's 51. The only guy who's like Sean White's longest is only 43, and Alex Hale, who's struggling in Saskatchewan, at only 75% of his kicks is 48 yards. Like nowadays, like 50-yard field goals aren't what they used to be as far as like they're definitely much more. Well, we see Connor was telling me the 64% in the last decade NFL kicks of 55 yards plus. The completion is now over 65%. They never even barely attempted field goals of that distance now. But Blanchard has a huge leg, and he's been awesome. He's had a few chip shots for sure, but his less distance now. He's got two attempts of 50. He's made both of them. He's been really good for them, as you mentioned, like really good. Yeah. And not every kick's equal, Spec, right? But that kick in that moment on the road, and it was a 57-yarder. He cleaned that with loads. That could have been a 67-yarder. I think he would have made it.
Yeah, he had 10 yards to spare. There's no, like, it landed almost at the back line of the end zone. So, you know what? To me, it's like all you really want in your kicker. Like, you want everything. You want distance. You know, you want consistency. You got to have a guy, like, that's the main thing. You need a guy that makes everything under 45 and a whole bunch of them over 45. That's really what you need. And right now, that's who Blanchard is. Good for him. Good young kicker. You know, that's just another, another element of the Elks game that's better than the team they're playing. Right? They've got a better kicker than the other guys have. Usually they've had a better defense than the other guys have had. Last night they had a better receiving core than the other guys had. You know, if you beat them in enough categories, and you tend to win the game, don't you?
It helps, no question. It helps. And thing was, though, like it came down to last play. You know, the had given up a lot until the fourth quarter. Like you look at and we had Cody Fajardo on in the first hour, and he explained kind of the botch miscommunication on the snap. And he goes, yeah, you know what? Maybe it's a little wishful thinking and panicky on my part. He thought he was going to try to get it to Rankin. Someone hit his hand, and then obviously it threw like 40 yards. And then he had to make the tackle. But the Elks, that didn't result in a touchdown. And then later on the next series, they turn it over on third and short. Again, doesn't result in a touchdown. Their defense only gave up 3 points on those two turnovers late in the fourth quarter. That was monumental for them after giving up so much prior.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm going to say you're in your breaks. Like, the they underthrew that receiver in the end zone.
Yeah.
And everyone's saying, oh, he was trying to throw it under the goalpost. No, he wasn't. He was way to the side of the goalpost. It was just a bad throw. And that offensive pass interference call could be debated. It was pretty, hey, you get the CFL is the best CFL games are a bit of an organized bleep show, as a friend of mine said last night. And last night was no different. You had some weird penalties. You had that crazy play where Fajardo's trying to, pitch it out to Rankin and it goes the other direction. You had run backs that got called back. You had, a 57-yard field goal. Like everything was happening. It was a Bob Cole special last night. And you know what? Saskatchewan got some breaks. Edmonton got some breaks. And in the end, if you can ding one from 57 yards, you probably deserve to win a game like that.
Oh, God. No question in my mind. Spec, the other thing we had Aaron Portzline on here. Columbus gets Jack Boyce at a good deal. He gets Sillinger at a pretty decent deal. Fantilli, he's probably going to come in around $13.5 million. When you look at Fantilli's numbers, they're not as good as Bedard's, but they're actually slightly better than Carlson. Now he's an offer sheet guy, and I do think that just because it's the first 3-year deal doesn't mean that Carlson might not pass him moving forward. I think he might, but I think Adam Fantilli kind of gets slept on a bit of just how consistent early in his career he's been in Columbus.
Well, I'm looking at his stats. He's played all 82 games for 2 years in a row. He's had 31 goals, then 24 goals. He's had 54 points, then 59 points. So I'm going to call him a 25-goal, 57-point player at this point, but he's also young, and he should get better. Young. Right? What is he? He's 21 only. So this is a guy, you build around him. That's what Columbus is doing. When you're Columbus and you've had the history they've had, you gotta like, if I could sign Adam Fantilli for 8 years, I would, right? I want young players, and I don't want guys who, Yeah, and I think they should. Or 7 years, whatever it's going to be. I want Adam Fantilli on my team as long as possible. I don't want him in 3 years if we haven't won yet saying, okay, my contract's up, I'm out of here. They got to. When's Columbus going to get something done, Jay? You know, they've been a below average team for 25 years here. They've won one playoff round in their entire existence. Is that not right?
Yes. Well, technically, they
year.
also beat Toronto. But that was in the best of
5.
five.
In the bubble.
They
Bubble
still
doesn't
beat
count.
them. Yeah.
Bubble doesn't count.
Okay.
Best of 5, whatever. Point is, like, come on, Columbus. I feel so sorry for Aaron Portzline, an old friend of ours. Like, he's covered a bad team for a massive chunk of his career. He deserves a good team out there. And, you know, so listen, they got some guys. They've always got some guys, Jay. I think Greaves is a more solid goalie than Merzlikins. He's all over the place. And they got some guys. Let's see if they can do it. The words Rick Bowness spoke at the end of last season, Jay, about that dressing room and the culture, they were not flattering, were they?
No, truth hurts sometimes for some people. And some people don't want to hear the truth, but sometimes you need to hear the truth. And we'll see how Columbus, how they come out next season. Their division, I think, is pretty wide open outside of maybe Carolina at the top.
Sure.
I think it's open for a lot of those teams, and it could might come down to who's healthy, but it's also going to come down to who shows up and is ready to go early on. And we'll see Columbus. They get Fantilli.
It's not that strong in division.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think after Carolina, maybe Washington, I think it's up for grabs for sure. So, Spec, have yourself a good weekend. We will chat with you on Monday.
All right, sounds good, Jay.
There you go. That's the Spec Report brought to you by Yes Construct. This just coming down. There was talk about purchasing BC Place from the government. And, there's talk about MLS team buying it. Amar Doman, the owner of the Lions, also interested in purchasing that. So I think in an ideal world, you get one of the teams or maybe them. I don't know if you can do a dual partnership or not between the two, because obviously having two tenants is going to be way better than one. There's no question about that. So that's a story to watch. Could make the Lions stronger longer term in the CFL. We'll come back. LT joins us. Also, how about Michael Kim today? We haven't even talked about it. He shot a 59 today at the 3M Open. 59, 12 birdies and a front nine, 29 today. Ooh. Not bad at all for Michael Kim. What's interesting about Kim is he's actually a really good follow on X. He kind of breaks down. He broke down his round, kind of explaining what he went through today. He's fantastic. If you're a golf fan, I highly recommend checking out. And it's just Mike _ Kim, I think like 714, something like that. But what a round, man. 59. Not bad at all.
I remember when David Duval got a 59. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes.
And then we were watching it and we're like, wow, David Duval's unreal. And then his celebration was like this weird double fist pump. He walked around the green. By the time he was done celebrating, we were like, David Duval sucks. Like he just shot 59, but his celebration was so embarrassing. We struck it from the record.
He had 6 pars and 12 birdies, no eagles. He birdied. He went par, 5 birdies, par, 2 birdies, par, birdie, two pars, and then he finished with 4 birdies on 15 to 18. Not bad.
No eagle in a 59?
No eagle. 12. It was a 71 round, so 12 birdies, 6 pars. Not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah, lots of 2s, 3s, and 4s. Pretty good. I'll take that. A lot of us, that looks like a lot of our cards at the mini golf. We'll return to the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
You got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need, Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939, we're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
And now Action Electrical's testing team is on defense duty. They're the guardians of safety and compliance, a critical part of any lineup.
Precisely. They perform rigorous safety and code compliance testing for commercial operations. Think of them as the referees, ensuring everything is up to standard before disaster strikes.
Their preventative plays are legendary, spotting faults early. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
They are late, tasting just the right. You can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca, delivering you the news almost right away. Remember, you can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca. So stay on your couch all day and order oodlenoodle.ca. Oodle noodle.
When your project can't afford downtime, call Japa Equipment Rentals. From excavators and wheel loaders to compaction equipment, Japa has the machines you need. Trusted since 1972. Visit japaequipment.com or stop our Edmonton or Calgary locations.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, jersey barriers, and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned, over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
We just dropped a massive payload at Nisku 4. It's time to unload some deals at the Truckload of Savings event. If you've been waiting to upgrade, we've backed up the savings with unbeatable offers on our toughest Fords. Right now, haul away exactly what you need and take advantage of massive price drops across our entire lineup, including the legendary Ford F-150 for the job site or the weekend getaway. Shop the Truckload of Savings at nisqford.ca. Nisku Ford, above expectations.
It's finally time to escape your four walls and see where your four wheels can take you. Sherwood Honda helps you head out on the road the way you want to, with the right vehicle, including freedom-seeking SUVs that give you the versatility to drive where, when, and how you want to. It sure would do some good to get out and stretch your horizons, and sure would be easier with Sherwood Honda.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, and beers from all over the world. Also, a variety of excellent non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Scott Stevens shot a 59 yesterday on at the PGA Tour Americas event just outside of Toronto, and followed it up with a +2 today. That's a tough one. Thanks, Phil. That is hard. Yeah, Jim Furyk had this 58.
Wow.
Not although you were saying some guy shot a 55, but it wasn't like a tour event.
It was a sanctioned event, but it was the Oklahoma State Golf Association.
Still, Fort, he's got 12 birdies and 2 eagles.
Yeah.
Like, still, you're 16 under. That's pretty good. 71 par and you shoot 55. That's pretty. I don't care how easy you think the course is. It's still 55.
You know what I've done after I've shot 55?
Like, people shoot 55s in scrambles.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll head to the 14th tee because there's still a lot of golf left when I've shot 55.
Yeah.
Maybe even the 12th tee,
Mhm.
depending on how hard the course is.
Yeah. So there you go. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440, The Gregor Show, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Get in the game tonight. Lots of MLB action. We got the MLB Triple Play to get in on tonight. Also, which would be a surprise because dare to dream. The Jays maybe win a game. Dare to dream. You never know. It could happen. Could happen. They did win yesterday, but now they're taking on the red hot Boston Red Sox tonight. Also, a long play that's in now for the next bit. Because we had people wondering, hey, Greg, I think the Oilers win the division. So we put it up at playalberta.ca. Oilers win the division. Get in now. A little bit odds boost for that. If you're a believer, you never know. Now, let's get to our big guest of the day. Brought to you by Silent Ride Charter Company, one of Alberta's premier bus charter companies with state-of-the-art motor coaches that safely take you or your group to your next destination. Book your ride today at silentrides.ca. The host of the Lowdown with Low Tide, Alan Mitchell, joins us at LT. Good afternoon. LT, you've been around a long time, Saskatchewan and Edmonton, and Cody Fajardo had a game we don't see very often. 500 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Only the 4th quarterback in CFL history to do that.
It was a classic game, and it felt like one of those games where it was going to go to overtime or close, and it did. But I thought, Fajardo is he's a veteran CFL quarterback, and he's got real weapons now. This team, we've talked about the running, but these receivers were. I know there's some blown coverages, but they're fast and they're quick and they can catch the ball, and they're skilled. They're highly skilled, and the Rough Riders, they're like that too. They've got skilled receivers. But if you look back, a year ago, 2 years ago, and you compare the Elks' skill positions to what we saw yesterday, and full credit to Fajardo, but he's got real targets. And this was, for me, I know they had a great record going in. That was just you can't make a bigger statement. You really can't. That was a huge football game. Win or lose, I thought they played just lights out, and credit to Fajardo, because he was, it's one thing to have those guys open, and he missed one big one, but he didn't miss very often. The lateral or whatever, that handoff thing was a bad one, but they played well and they won the game, and it's pretty cool. Looking forward to Saturday.
Oh God, yeah. I think it's going to be a big crowd. It was a big crowd last year when the Elks were in first place, so I would assume it's going to be a very big crowd on Saturday night, or Saturday. It's early evening, whatever you want to call it, 5 o'clock, late afternoon. The thing was, Al, they went over the middle a lot, and this Saskatchewan defense, and Declan talked about it. They've given up a lot, and that is one thing. Like, credit Edmonton, they exploited it. And now they gave up a lot, but it was just it was a classic CFL game, back and forth. And basically whoever touched the ball last was going to win. And luckily for Edmonton, it was them.
Yeah. And, the routes were great. The throwing was great. The coverages, weren't great on, either side. This was like, it was a roller coaster ride. I mean, you only went to the washroom during commercials, and you had to hurry back because there was going to be more scoring. But, it just shows you what it's a great game. It just is. CFL football is dynamite. And the more skill you can put out there and the more looks you can give the defense, the more offense you're going to get. And I knew right away, because they were scoring early and often. And once everybody kind of settled in, it was just wild times. And, more of that kind of football, please. CFL's been great this year. Some fantastic games. But that was the best game of the year by far, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. No question. Like, I had people that, we've had lots of people texting into the show. Same thing. I had a lot of people reaching out yesterday. Like, man, that was like some football people, of course, but then some non-say, man, I haven't, like, in a few group chats that we're in, people like, man, you watch the Elks game? It's crazy. And that's what you need. Like, for the Elks, you gotta win. And I think you need to win exciting football to get some people's interest back. And they've done a lot of things well off of the field. Now they're doing a lot of things really well on the field.
Yeah. And they, I'm seeing a lot of people, I spent some time on X, and they're like, cajoling people, folks, there was the clear bag, there was the name change, there was whatever reason people, got out of the habit of going to the football games. I've always felt winning would bring them back, and I believe that it will. A gorgeous Saturday afternoon in Edmonton on the 1st of August. There's an opportunity to go to a football game. First of all, half your relatives are living in the city of Edmonton, and they're Rough Rider fans, so they're going to go. Might as well hitch a ride with them, and cheer on the Elks, because damn, this team has shown up. We talked for years about, they got to put together a package that works. They got to put a team on the field that can do something. Hell, boys, they've done it. So it's I don't believe in cajoling people, but I think this is the time to go out and show out because, what have they done wrong this year? Not much. The Lions, that's it,
LT, when can you remember there being this much positive buzz about the Elks? I'm having to go back a long way to remember it being this good this far into the season.
Yeah, I agree. There were just things that were done, even before they were the Elks that were just kind of, a little bit off. Rhodes, Tillman, Ray. They won, they were winning, but this is different. I feel like, the GM knows what he's doing and the coach looks like he knows what he's doing. And they're not going to win every game, but man, there's so much good going on. And I think that it's pretty cool to have a team in town in the middle of summer when we're all, going to the lake or working or whatever we're doing. To just kind of go and have a couple of wobblies and watch a great football team, and they're going to play a great football team on the 1st of August. So it's gonna be a nail biter. You're going to be able to talk about it the next day and on Monday when you go to work. This team matters, and I love the CFL. I love the Ottawa Red Blacks. So this team matters. People are talking about it today, and that's the best thing. It just is. I missed it. I go back to George McGowan and Roy Bell. It was a long past time for the Elks to be what they are, and they got the right people in the right places up and down the line, and good for them, and good for the fans too, because it's a real feel good story.
Oh, without question, it is. That's it's great to see, and hopefully it continues. Al, the other thing is you just look around the league, and the Elks have really given themselves a big cushion here. If you cheer for, there's two ways to look at it. You cheer for Winnipeg to win tonight because then Calgary's 8 points behind you. Or you cheer for Calgary to win because then Winnipeg's 4 points behind. And the Elks haven't had a home playoff game since 2015. Where do you come out?
Well, it's funny because it's late enough in the year to start thinking about it. Who do you want to face? But right now, the way the Elks are playing, I don't think it matters. I think the Elks are going to get a home game. The Western Final is going to be Edmonton versus Saskatchewan, and right now it looks like that's going to be a home game, and the sky's the limit. So I'm not sure who the third best team in the West is. So I'm not leaning either way. I just feel like this is one of the few times that I can say this in memory that it doesn't really matter who the Elks play, except if they, obviously if they're playing in the West Final, then I think they'll be playing Saskatchewan, and that's going to be a nail biter.
Well, their defense has got to improve. I think their offense, that's the one. Their offense looked really good yesterday, as did the Elks offense. But right now I'll take Edmonton's defense over Saskatchewan's defense. So, we'll see where they're at moving forward. But Winnipeg, you're probably right about Saskatchewan. I think Calgary might be the team that's way better than the record shows right now. Their quarterback hasn't thrown an interception yet. 17 touchdowns, no interceptions. Their defense can't stop a lick. So I think Calgary, if they got some injury now, they just got another good receiver coming back in. So Calgary to me is a team. I know it's early in the year that I still wouldn't be. Hey, don't sleep on Calgary. And that's why it's awesome. They got a home and home with Saskatchewan. Then you got, of course, the annual Labor Day. I love the back-to-backs, man. I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
and
great.
I wish the NHL would do more of it.
Yeah, and the thing about the Labor Day Classic, man, we can all, quote chapter and verse about, getting on a bus and going down there and just watching a slaughter. Well, maybe it'll be the Elks winning back-to-back on Labor Day and then coming back here, which would be, that's another, maybe great moment here in what is going to be so far it's close to a dream season. But you're right. The Stampeders have they're kind of all or nothing because of the defense, but they've got time. They've got time to figure it out here. And by the time they play the Labor Day, it's a ways away. It seems like it's not that far away, but it's a few weeks.
Yeah, no, for sure. Al, have yourself an awesome weekend. Enjoy the sun.
I'm going to. I'm absolutely going to. It's going to be great. I'm I know there's going to be no rain this weekend, just sunshine.
LT, are you going to the Post Malone concert tonight?
Well, I had tickets, but I can't find them.
Of course. It makes sense.
Al,
be good, boys.
Have a good one. That's Al Mitchell, a.k.a. Low Tide. 540 will come back. Wanye's World in the morning. We wrap up a busy Friday edition of the Jason Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Are you a skilled laborer? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you. A heavy equipment operator with track hoe or backhoe experience? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All-Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All-Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with track hoe or backhoe experience searching for work, search All-Star Construction on Indeed.
Say hello to Alberta's home for reeling and dealing. With Play Alberta, you can spin into the excitement of popular slots like Cash Eruption and Desert Fantasy. Experience Alberta exclusive games and get in on the action of live dealer tables with all new elevated stakes. However you prefer to play, the fun is ready when you are. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
The Bricks 55th Birthday Bash continues with big savings store-wide. Save on furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics. Plus, take 55 months to pay with 0% interest on furniture and mattresses. Or 36 months on appliances and electronics on approved credit. Find up to 30% off bedroom packages, up to 40% off select mattresses. And don't forget, you could be one of 275 winners with over $155,000 in prizes to be won. Hurry in. The Birthday Bash ends July 29 at The Brick. Saving you more.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Soft, creamy, and crunchy. For just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
Hi, Edmonton. The legend has been reimagined. Check out the all-new 2026 Subaru Outback. With Subaru's legendary symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive, impressive cargo versatility, advanced safety technology, and an IIHS top safety pick award or higher for 17 consecutive years, the Outback delivers confidence wherever adventure takes you. Whether it's the daily drive, the mountain getaway, or anything in between, the all-new Outback is built for the journey. Test drive it today at your local Subaru dealer. Welcome to Uncommon.
Ready to upgrade your ride this spring? Come on down to the Golf Cart People. They're a family-owned and operated business that's been serving the community since '97. Whether you're looking for a brand new or quality pre-owned cart, a rental for a special event, they do that too. The Golf Cart People have a huge selection of parts and accessories, and their expert service team is here to keep you rolling. The Golf Cart People, your one-stop shop for everything golf cart. Visit golfcartpeople.com.
It might have been scraped by the snowblower, dented while door crashing, or crunched at the company Christmas party. At some point over the winter, your car was damaged, and it's been hiding under a coat of winter grime.
Then come and see Robertson Body Works. We can take care of the damage and the dirt. This week only, call and book a repair and get a complete auto detailing absolutely free.
But you have to book your appointment before the week is up. Go to robertsonbodyworks.com.
I'm Tim Robertson, and I fix cars.
Course of this hour brought to you by Cantork, made in Canada, made for Canada, where extreme isn't theoretical. Find your solution at cantork.com.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by playalberta.ca.
$5:44. Welcome back, Jason Gregor. One congrats, Connor Halley. Hope you're having a lovely day. As it is time to wrap things up, we'll get to Wanye's World in a second. Hey, Gregor, the Elks are 6-1 and can't get over 20,000 of their games. CFL is dead in Edmonton. The Saskatchewan crowd wasn't near what it was 10 years ago, and they being good. League is suffering. Wild Bill. Well, Wild Bill, just a few things. They actually did get over 20,000 their last game, number one. So if we're going to take shots, I got to at least be accurate. Number two, the team is stung for basically a decade. Do you think that 2 home games are suddenly everybody's just going to flock there? Like, it's delusional to think that. It's got to be progressive growth. And you have a really good year, then you'll have more growth again next year. And keep in mind, their first home game of the season this year was an absolute monsoon. There's no one showing up. Like, come on. But you know what? They do have to sell more season tickets. No question about it. They still have room to go. But to say it's dead is, I don't know. To me, people say that. I'm like, why? Why do you want them to be dead? Do you feel good about yourself? Like, honestly, if you're a sports fan, on it, like, I laugh, honestly. Any sports fan is like, oh, the CFL's below me. I'm like, dude, what athletic endeavor do you have to claim they're below you? What do you do for a job to say that anybody's below you, number one? Now, oh, I like the NFL. Well, great, like the NFL. How many games do you watch? Does it impact your community? No, it doesn't impact your community. And there's actually psychological studies done on the benefits of having a pro sports team in town. It's a fact. So having a football team in town, people gather, they enjoy it. You know what? Always helps when the team's competitive. Now, nobody's competitive all the time. But I find everyone's, oh, they're a bad team. I didn't want to go. Oh, really? The Oilers are the worst team in the NHL for 13 years. They made the playoffs once. What was your excuse then? Why didn't everybody just stop going? And it wasn't like the promotion was great and they were doing unbelievable things for the in-game entertainment or were giving you great deals to get in the game. So what was it? Honestly. Now, the Elks did some things to turn off some people. The previous regime, but not the current one, right? I wouldn't blame anything. You look at the Thompson family now, Deb, of course, since Larry's passed on, puts her money where her mouth is. Look what she's building in the community out of her own money. Then you look at what Chris Morris and Ed Hervey have done. I think people, if you don't like the Elks, great, but just shut your mouth about it. Like, you have to be the ultimate insecure person to go, oh, yeah, but I don't go because somehow you're better than them, that your athletic endeavor is better than them. It's not close. That's the part that I've never really understood.
Year 2 of Chris Morris in charge. He's done everything you can ask of somebody to turn a franchise that is a slow-moving boat to turn. He's done an exemplary job.
Yes. Yeah, it's not a quick fix.
No.
At all. Right?
And sports is one of those things where, like, if you're the Oilers and you're doing the fall for Hall or, you know, a draft lottery tank, you might be able to rebuild quickly. The CFL takes longer period of time to rebuild. On the field, you couldn't ask for a better turnaround this season over last. And I think that, like you said, Gregor, the fans will come. People want to cheer for a winner ultimately. And I think the Elks are doing that on the field now, and I think the fans will come. It's not dead.
Oh, it's not even close. I actually argue that it's regaining steam. Now, it's going to be a slow process. It's not just a sprint and all of a sudden everybody's going to come. But games like yesterday, that gets people's attention. There's lots more people talking about it. I think there's a lot of people in the business community are like, you know what? I'm starting to trust the organization again. They're doing a lot of things, and it's a slow improvement. And I'm sure the organization would love it to be faster, but you also have to be realistic, right? And I think you had 30,000 fans at a game last year. And don't just say it's Rider fans, because I counted about 5,000-6,000 Rider fans. You'll get more of that. I think that there'll be over 30,000 this year. Next Saturday, it's perfect time. Weather's nice. Team's in first place. Saskatchewan's in second place for now. If Winnipeg wins, and Saskatchewan's in third. And away you go. So you build on it and you move up. So it's awesome, right?
It's far from dead. I mean, we can see it online with Elks Nation, the great work that Declan and Eddie Steeles are doing with their shows on YouTube. It's getting increasingly more popular. Casual people are starting to come and watch it now. You don't need to be a day one Elks fan to still care about the team. Maybe 2 seasons ago, the bench was getting a little bit bare, but I think the average fan is starting to come back. We're seeing it online.
Yeah, and it's got to be growth. Hey, Gregor, what's the lower bowl capacity? 33,000 is lower bowl capacity. And that's, I'm sure they would love nothing more than to announce next week that, upper bowl is sold. But I know, like, if I was them, I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't open the upper bowl.
I wouldn't know. That'd be a bad decision. That's a terrible decision. Create need for your team. The lasting mistake. Oh, we're going to open, because then it doesn't announce, you say lower bowl sold out. Right?
The game's sold out if you sell at the lower bowl.
Right, because right now your upper bowl, that's not open. So lower bowl sold out, right? You sell out the game. Create some because the only way I'd open up the upper bowl is if I know, hey, we'll put you on a list when we have and only open one section at a time or two, so it looks better. Or certain rows in the first 10 rows in between the 20-yard lines, right? And build it up so it looks better all the time. Don't just put it in the upper bowl and then have people sitting anywhere. It looks terrible. So I wouldn't do that. Right?
It's a big effort to open the lower bowl and try to create a crowd environment up there. Like,
yeah, it is. It's so create it, and it's big, and everybody wants to go there. And now, guess what? I know there's only 33,000 tickets. I'm going to get my tickets early. And then if you want to, and you know you're sold out in advance, then you build to it, right? But don't do it in a Saskatchewan game to get an extra 100 fans. I actually think that loses it in the long run, because now everybody's like, oh, I can just come at any point. You got to create supply and demand. That's what you have to do.
100%.
So I think it would be a bad decision to open it up for a trickling of fans.
100%.
Yeah. So I wouldn't do it. Make it so everyone's like, damn, I got to get my tickets early now. I want to go. And that's awesome. And that's what you want to do. So, and it keeps growing and growing. And that would be fantastic for everyone. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Boys, I have to say, tailgating has made it way more fun. I've always liked the football, but the gathering and the meeting, it's a great thing. Do you think they can expand it even more? Well, the challenge is there's just not many more spots, right, to do it. But because I know now, I know there's been conversations about looking for it, so they're always open to it, but you're kind of limited by the amount of spaces you have, right? I don't think they can turn, because you have a lot of workers and other people. There's not places to take the Clark parking lot and turn that into tailgating, right? You just can't, because there's no place. You need people who work there to have a place to park. So I understand that one, but I know there's a waiting list there. Awesome. And
there's a tailgating waiting list.
Tailgating waiting list.
Awesome.
And if you miss 2 games, you lose your tailgating spot.
Unreal.
Right? Like, I love that.
Yep.
It's like, hey man, if you're signed up for this, because we know it's a hard thing to get, you can't miss 2 games a year. I think it's fantastic. It is awesome. So awesome. Hey Gregor, there used to be 50,000 fans. Yeah, for like 5 years. Everybody always uses it. How many fans were there in the 90s? Okay, but the other thing is, how much money did they make on TV deals? You can't just look at one number if you're not going to look at all the other numbers, right? They just signed their biggest TV deal ever. So unless you think the TV people are all dumb, maybe they kind of know the direction it's going. So there's different ways. Now, I think teams have to do it. Like, look at BC. Everybody thought BC was dead. Look what their new owner did. With the right leadership for most businesses, you can turn it into success. If you have a good profit, and a good product, then obviously you can have a better profit. So I think that's where they're going. On behalf of Wanya Gretz, Declan Cougar, Connor Halley, I'm Jason Gregor. Have yourselves a lovely weekend. Enjoy the heat. We'll talk to you on Monday. Here's a comment on Sports 1440 update. Good night.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Columbus Blue Jackets and restricted free agent Cole Sillinger avoiding arbitration of a 3-year contract worth $13.8 million. The Florida Panthers and Akira Schmidt doing the same. 2 years, $2 million AAV. LeBron James announcing he'll be joining the Philadelphia 76ers on a 2-year contract worth $8 million. Major League Baseball Jays in action, currently trailing the Red Sox 1-0 midway through the second. We'll join that game in progress on the AM feed after the upcoming commercial break. Also, Orioles on top of the Braves 2-0, as are the Diamondbacks over the Nationals. Pirates lead the Cubbies 1-0. Royals trailed the Tigers 2-1 heading into the 6th. Earlier today was the Rockies victorious over the Brewers by a score of 5-2. Later tonight, Mariners take on the Rangers, Twins and Athletics, Reds in St. Louis, and the Giants hosting the Angels in the CFL. Week 8 rolls on. Winnipeg and Calgary get going at 6:30 in town. You've got the Riverhawks playing their final regular season homestand with Kelowna in town. First pitch just after 7. And the Stingers in action taking on Calgary. That one gets going at 7:30. That's going to do it for us here on the Jason Gregor Show. Coming up next, if you're streaming, it's Fox Sports Radio. If you're on the AM dial, Toronto Blue Jays baseball live local coverage resumes tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. with a Saturday Sports.